Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. So to speak is coming to talk. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. That means you two, Lyle, Cody,
and Veronica.
and Veronica.
No, I'm not naughty.
Oh.
I'm nice.
And that's the moment we got copyrighted for infringement.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man.
Like,
Copyright.
what was that you
Or
were
is that
saying?
fair use?
What was that you were saying, like, earlier? It's like, oh, you want naughty? I'll show you.
I don't even remember what it was.
Fuck, that joke was...
Give me 2 seconds.
Give me 2 seconds, I'll be naughty. Zip.
Whoa! That'll get you hashtag... That won't get you on the naughty list. That'll get you hashtag canceled.
I didn't know you had it in you, Cody. Hi,
I should have some popping for some talking.
I'm gonna pop my talk off.
Oh, God. Alright, you comedians. Welcome to the second holiday special, so to speak. This is technically our second one because our holiday special last year was we just talked about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Oddly enough.
Cody looks so deflated.
That was the last time I talked about Star Wars.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And like we've
Really?
never talked about Star Wars again on...
I moved on.
Okay, good.
Me too. I am good. I will never celebrate May the 4th for a long, long time.
Yeah.
On the... Okay, you gotta promise me, on the 50th anniversary of the first Star Wars movie, maybe we can celebrate May the 4th.
The 27th?
That's gonna...
2027?
2027 will be the 50th
That's a
anniversary.
long way from now.
Yeah.
It's only 6 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, so... This year we're actually, for our Christmas special, we're actually going to talk about Christmassy things.
Yay!
Yay!
And we'd like to welcome Ms. Veronica Garcia to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not your first time, though.
Yeah, it's
No, not my first time.
Actually, this
We
might...
popped that
She
cherry.
actually helped our viewer count because the first time Lyle brought her on, the Disney ranking videos from earlier this year.
That's one of our highest viewed videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Veronica.
And funny, my Veronica and I, when we talked about Bedazzled, it really cranked up the views.
I think it's our highest
Yo,
viewed
you
video.
just gotta get a
it
girl
actually?
on here. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's the key.
Yeah.
Get your girlfriend. Get your girlfriend on it. You can get it.
I will...
It'll happen someday.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
alright.
Cool.
So.
So...
Or it just goes into the idea that, like, if you're pretty, you get the views.
Well, that's true. All Veronicas are beautiful.
wait. Actually, you know what? Because I was going to say it, but... Nah, never mind.
Yeah, there's never been like an ugly Veronica, right?
I don't think
There
so.
has
No.
been an ugly Betty, though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to
an
say,
Ugly
it's
Betty.
it's called Ugly Betty, not Ugly Veronica.
Doesn't have the same ring to it, no.
I mean, Veronica Mars was played by who? What was it?
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell. She's
I almost said
gorgeous.
Kristen Stewart, but no.
Veronica Lodge.
Veronica from
Riverdale.
Anchorman.
Yeah,
Christina
Veronica
Applegate.
Corningstone, yeah.
Veronica Corningstone, yeah.
We need
Yeah,
to watch
never
that
an
movie.
ugly Veronica. There you go.
Hey.
If you want a beautiful child, just name them Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica from Heathers, too.
Veronica Jr. will
Young
be my
Winona
daughter.
Ryder. My God.
Veronica Jr.
Who'll be
that's
my
right.
future daughter.
Aw,
Oh, that's cute.
nice.
No juniors.
So, yeah, today,
Yes.
we have a list, and we're checking it twice. We're going to discuss all our favorite things about Christmas. That includes our favorite movie, our favorite TV special, a song we love, and a song we hate, because let's face it, not everyone loves Christmas carols. Not coming door to door to bother us on this holiday season. And we're going to discuss like our favorite thing, our favorite treat, as well as a thing about Christmas that we really love. So, kicking it off, Evan, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie. I've had a few over the course of my life, but as an adult, the one Christmas movie that I just keep going back to whenever I think of my favorite is a certain, like, gem that admittedly didn't get that. It made its money, but it didn't do too hot with critics. It's called Elf. Directed by the guy who, I cannot believe I'm saying this, would go on to direct the movie that would change the whole superhero genre after Spider-Man, of course.
And he brought Star Wars out from the dead.
And he made Star Wars great again.
And he pointlessly remade The Lion King.
Yeah, and he made some movie about aliens and,
Cowboys and aliens, yeah.
Whatever that was,
I like that movie.
You like Cowboys and aliens?
Wait, you didn't?
I never saw it.
I saw it. It's not bad.
Okay.
I saw Cowboys and Indians. So Cowboys.
Oh! Cancel evidence.
Freudian slip. Sorry. Cowboys and Cowboys and aliens.
I played that as a kid too. No,
No,
I'm joking.
No, guys, you got to admit, it's a play on the title "Cowboys and Aliens" is a play on Cowboys and Indians.
Okay.
So the point is, I saw Cowboys and Aliens.
How about we talk about Elf?
Sorry,
God damn it, you're getting me sidetracked.
Okay,
we'll talk about Jon Favreau. We'll spotlight him someday.
Okay, so Elf was directed by Jon Favreau,
yes.
and it was released in November of 2003.
So precise.
Right. Well, right before so I remember I didn't see this movie until a year after it came out, and I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I wasn't very impressed, but as an adult, it got funnier and funnier with each holiday season that I checked it out.
Oh, absolutely.
You're right, yeah.
The plot of Elf is basic, because if you're a kid, I feel like, it's going to be kind of embarrassing, but as an adult, you really get why it's funny.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so the plot is this. One Christmas Eve, Santa drops off presents at a local orphanage in New York City, and a baby crawls his way into his sack of presents, and he takes the baby by mistake back to the North Pole. Now that there's a human child in Santa's workshop, oh crap, what am I going to do? It's not like I could just take him back to where he came from. I mean, that would be...
that's too much to ask
that would be too much to ask of Santa. And it's not like the orphanage ever reported that baby went missing or whatever. So, what happened? So, a modest old elf played by Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart, yeah.
No, not played by Bob Newhart, because he's a little unenthusiastic. And I was one of the most famous roles I did was Bernard from The Rescuers, and that wasn't a very good movie. But
yes,
that's my Bob
takes
Newhart
care
impression. So anyway, Bob Newhart raises...
I didn't even know that was how he was like.
Oh no, Cody, if you've ever heard Bob Newhart talk.
So who's the main character of this movie?
The main character... Okay, so the baby grows up to be a human named Buddy, named by the elves. And the elves... So the elves stay, the size of hobbits, but Buddy grows to be a normal human size. And he grows up into Will Ferrell. And I believe this... correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe... This was the movie that made Will Ferrell a household name.
It's one of
the first. Anchorman.
Tales of Roxbury.
No.
Or Night at the Roxbury, sorry.
Didn't Elf come out before Anchorman?
Was it 2003 was Elf?
2003 was Elf.
Okay, then this is before
Christmas.
You're right.
So...
But he was also big on SNL at the time.
Oh, that's true, but I was watching this episode of The Movies That Made Us, and it turns out that at the time, Will Ferrell was not an A-lister, and the studio... Elf as a movie went through development hell because the studios were very hesitant. The studios loved the script, but they were very hesitant to cast. The writers wanted Will Ferrell, but studios were very hesitant to invest in the film.
They were always hesitant.
Well,
they were always proven wrong.
Yeah, no, my point exactly. So
less than half the time.
Well, Elf still breaks streaming records every holiday season over the past couple decades.
Yeah, I think Will Ferrell's perfectly casted in the film.
Yeah.
He has just that perfect child at heart mentality with his
he really
performance.
does.
Which he would later run into the ground.
Yeah. This was before he ran into the ground, but when it was fresh, it was really charming.
No, he's great in this.
Yeah. So
we don't have to get into.
He has an identity. The point is, the conflict of the movie is this: Buddy the elf has an identity crisis where he realizes he's not really an elf; he's human, and he has a human father who is still alive in New York City.
Played by James Caan.
No, don't you mean James Caan? Sorry, that joke is so old. I apologize, internet.
Sonny Corleone.
So, anyways, Buddy the elf treks from the North Pole all the way to New York City without fucking dying, and he gets attacked by a raccoon, but that's it. And once he gets to New York City, every possible hijink that could ensue with like a fish out of water comedy about a guy who's never been to the big city before. It goes down.
It's fish out of water.
It's a fish out of water.
Yeah.
And
we don't really have to go into the minutiae of the rest.
So the
of
point
plot,
is, will Buddy reconnect with his father, who is on Santa's naughty list, and will he reconnect with his father and rekindle the spirit of Christmas within his long lost family? That's the plot of Elf.
The answer is yes.
I
mean,
of course, it has to be.
What do you think? This is
It's definitely one of the better contemporary modern Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Like it's. I would say it is a classic at this point of a Christmas film.
Now, one of my favorite. I have two favorite scenes in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
My first favorite scene is the scene where he goes to Gimbel's and he goes to the North Pole, which is basically the Christmas section of the store.
The toy store.
The toy store at the department store, and he meets
the manager.
He meets the manager, and he also meets one of the most gifted cast members of this movie, Zooey Deschanel. The cast is amazing.
It really is. Yeah.
Will Ferrell, James Caan,
Mary Steenburgen, is that
that's his wife's name.
The wife, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the wife, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
and then you have Zooey Deschanel, Peter Dinklage. I'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, and Ed Asner is Santa Claus.
Yes, Ed Asner.
Yeah,
he's great. So
yeah.
So anyway, my favorite scene is where he goes to the North Pole, which is the toy department. And
right, everybody, settle in. Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God!
I know him.
I was waiting for that to be quoted.
Oh my God!
I saw it.
If you guys were gonna quote it, I was gonna end off yelling Santa. So.
Well,
poor headphone listeners.
Yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure anyone who has seen Elf is gonna know to turn their volume.
Yeah. Anybody who's listened to So to Speak knows how to turn their volume down.
Yeah.
Just keep it on the.
Sorry,
just get ready to get your ears blown out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's what. And, my other favorite joke from that same scene was it's like, it's okay. I was like, I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing about Christmas. Hey, no singing in the North Pole. Yeah, there is. No, there's not. Yes, there is. We sing all the time. No, there's not. And then Zooey Deschanel was actually kind of like cracking a smile because like, this guy's creepy, but he's adorable. And
yeah.
The love story is admittedly a little convenient.
How do you feel about the scene where they're singing Let It Snow?
No, not
Baby It's Cold
Baby, It's
Outside
Cold
in the shower.
She's singing Baby It's Cold Outside in the store shower room, and the creepy part...
He's just kind of there.
The creepy part of that scene is not the song itself, it's the fact that he has no concept of human customs, so he wanders into the ladies' room, and... She lets him off the hook for that way too easy.
That was, yeah.
Like she screams, get out! And then they do the repetitive, like he runs into a locker and bangs his head and falls. But in the next scene, she's like, hey you, I want to talk to you. It's like, yeah, okay, he's gonna get in shit for it. And then she's like,
no.
And then no, he as soon as he tells her you had a beautiful voice, she lets him off the hook way too easy.
Well, they should almost cut that scene, but they can't because it establishes that she can sing.
Well, no,
which plays into the ending.
And in any Zooey Deschanel movie, you have to show that she can sing. Someone figured that out. There's always a scene in one of her movies where she has to sing.
Like
like Ed Helms.
Do you feel like she Oh no, in The Happening she doesn't sing.
Does she sing in Bridge to Terabithia?
I think she does.
She's in that.
Yeah,
she's
the teacher.
She doesn't sing in Big Trouble.
She's in
the
Big
classic Big Trouble. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a few movies where she sings. She just obligated.
So that's one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. So that's one of my favorite scenes.
Okay.
And then, by the way, it is worth mentioning that on the note of like cutting that scene, they actually did cut. They did cut. Some TV networks did cut the shower scene because of this. Not because it's creepy that he intrudes on her in the shower, but because of the song.
Really? That's the biggest takeaway.
No, apparently, like when "Baby It's Cold Outside" was getting controversy, they said, "Yeah, we're gonna cut the scene because of the song."
Apparently, they rewrote the song to make it a little bit more modern. Like they can sing the melody, they just kind of rework the lyrics.
Okay, that's fair.
A little readaptation is fine.
That's what they did. That's what they did. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, what's the other scene?
The scene I like is where Miles Finch is this big children's author that goes to the publishing company at the Empire State.
I forgot he was in this. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage plays Miles Finch, and they admittedly make quite a few jokes at the expense of the fact that he's a little person, and at the time, Peter Dinklage was, when he was in a comedy, he was always the butt of short jokes. And
well,
if you've seen Living in Oblivion,
yeah, but the difference there is that he often points out how wrong it is to do that.
In 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, he was on a date with Frances McDormand, and Peter Dinklage goes, "Excuse me, I have to go to the little boys' room."
Well, he's always there to point out.
He said it.
That's one of the things I like about whenever like someone makes a joke about little people. The way he calls it out is more funnier than the joke itself.
Yeah, that's probably why he takes roles like that, because he
make fun of yourself.
He makes fun, but he also points out that it's not cool to do this to anyone.
Case in point, when Buddy has no concept of the fact that there are like dwarves, like there are people that are just short. There are little people, there are dwarves, and
he thinks they're elves.
And he thinks he's an elf, and then it's like, hey, listen, Jackweed, I get more action in a week than you have had your entire life. Are you feeling strong, my friend? Call me elf one more time!
He's an angry elf.
Yeah, I don't know this movie off by heart too much, actually.
Yeah.
Call me elf one more time! You're an elf!
You're an elf!
Do you like this one, Veronica?
Yeah.
I do like it. I think it's so funny. Yeah. I don't see it all the time, but every time I do, I always laugh.
The climax is a bit...
I'm in the same ballpark, actually.
The climax isn't very climactic, if I'm being honest.
I kind of forget how it ends.
It's an action scene that, is poorly paced. But other than that, the movie is amazing.
Wasn't he dancing to "Whoop, there it is, whoop"?
That was a scene where he one of the guys he befriends in the mailroom at the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey, do you want? Hey, like, is that the guy's pouring like alcohol in the coffee, and he's like, hey, is that syrup? Can I have some?
Oh god.
And then Buddy and the guy are both drunk in the mailroom, and they're talking about and they're like, you know what? Like, I gotta get out of the flow, Buddy. Like, my problem is that I'm in the flow. I gotta get out of the flow. And it's like, my papa didn't make Master Elf Builder until he was 703. Tickle fight!
Oh god. That scene where he puts syrup on spaghetti still triggers me.
Oh, I remember that.
And guess what?
Oh my god, no.
Will Ferrell actually had to do that.
And eat it?
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, he ate it.
Multiple takes.
God.
So anyways,
Jon Favreau, you're our torturer.
Hey, but think about here's what'll perk up your taste buds. He made Chef. He's clean. He's good.
Okay, good save.
Okay, so
good.
That movie makes me hungry.
Yeah, we talked about it in our sandwich episode.
Oh my god.
Okay, so is that all?
That's all I have to say about Elf.
Yeah,
amazing.
I like it too.
That's a good choice.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I hate the rating system, but because it's so...
You use Letterboxd. You
don't
hate the rating system.
Okay, I'm getting more... I give Elf a 9.5 out of 10. It's pretty damn good.
Wow.
I would give it a 7, I guess.
7.
7 or 8, maybe.
I give it an 8.
I would give it a 7 out of 10. Close to an 8 than a 7 . Bye.
Okay.
Who the hell is
this is why I hate the rating. It's not that I hate the rating system.
I'm mimicking YMS. But,
I would give Elf a solid 8. I think it's a great movie.
Okay.
I think 8.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Lyle, what Christmas movie are you talking
Mr. Lyle.
Mr. Lyle.
I thought Mr. Lyle was your father.
It is my father's name. Why does everyone keep making that mistake? It's so strange. I made a whole episode.
Mr. Lyle.
I made a whole episode ranking my favorite Lyles in media, but okay. Alright, I had a bit of a tough time with this one because there's 2 movies. They're both comedies, and I both love watching them every year. The first one is the one I won't be talking about. The first one is Christmas Vacation. Fantastic film. I absolutely love it. All the little beats. When I was a kid, I didn't like it so much because it's like everyone's so annoying. But then when you have like family get-togethers and you go through Christmas multiple years and the magic kind of goes, it's like, yeah, I kind of get what this movie's trying to say. But the real one I want to talk about is one I found pretty recently, like the last 2 years ago, and it's probably one of my favorite dark comedies of all time. And that is Bad Santa.
Yay! I'm happy at least one of us wants to talk about it. Yay.
I love Bad Santa so much.
Band Santa?
Band Santa.
By the way, I have to correct you. You said in The Last Straw recently, Black Santa.
I heard that too.
What?
Yeah, I think you said Black Santa.
No, I knew he meant Bad Santa.
He meant Bad Santa, but you're like, oh, I like the movie Black Santa, and I'm like, oh, I think he meant to say Bad Santa. Because at first I'm like, wait, what movie's Black Santa?
Well, there's Black Christmas. So
that's probably what you were getting mixed up with.
I've never seen Black Christmas, actually.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, talk about Bad Santa.
Yeah,
Bad Santa, if I have to sum it up, it's like an episode of Ren and Stimpy, but like Billy Bob Thornton's like the main character.
It's like an episode of Kirby Enthusiasm
yes.
with the alcohol.
It's like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Billy Bob Thornton's an alcoholic Grinch.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about little people shaming? Tony Cox.
Tony Cox. Oh yeah, Tony Cox. But he got some of the best lines in the movie.
Oh my
for
god!
Sure.
You are by far the dumbest piece of maggot-eating shit that has ever slid from a human being's hairy asshole.
Oh, God.
Your soul is absolute dog shit.
Every single fucking thing about you is ugly. As he's just chowing down on a salad.
Yeah.
I'm on my fucking lunch break.
That's my favorite line.
What's your favorite?
What the fuck what's wrong with you, Thurman Irvin? Did someone drop you on your fucking head? On my head? Well, yeah, what are they gonna do? Drop you on someone else's head? How can they drop me onto my own head? No, not on your head. God damn it! Are you fucking with me?
Fucking with me? Okay, so we're just quoting here, but
sorry.
The concept of Bad Santa is you have this awful mall Santa played by Billy Bob Thornton, and you can tell he just doesn't want to be there. He hates children. He just gets drunk, and he's with his partner, who's played by Tony Cox, who's an elf.
Himself.
Yeah, but here's what makes it brilliant. They're actual professional thieves that go to malls every year as pretending to be Santas and elves, and they steal blueprints of the malls, and every night they rob the place.
On Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, they rob the place and break into the safe and take all the money, and that supports them for the entire year. And it's just this racket they have going on, and it's actually pretty brilliant. It's a holiday heist movie, and it's one of the best I've ever seen.
And have they been able? They've been doing this for years, and they haven't been caught.
No, I know.
We got two of the late great Bernie Mac and John Ritter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing great scenes together.
This was John Ritter's last film that he did.
It was,
away.
And he's fun.
He is so funny. There are so many subtle things in his performance, like him just being all squeamish and uncomfortable.
He's trying to be politically correct, but he's so awkward at it. It's I heard them fornicating in the dressing room. Well, that's just beautiful, though, isn't it? Man and a woman getting together. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
And he's just making these weird faces as if he's trying to
it's
so good.
I love that.
Remember, the payoff of that joke is Octavia Spencer has a quick role in it.
Oh yeah, she plays a prostitute.
No, get away from me, Willie. Last time you got with me, I didn't shit right for a week.
Sorry, Veronica.
This is not a Veronica movie.
It's a very happy family film. You should all watch it with your.
Oh, clearly.
And then what's her name? Michelle. Lauren Graham
Lauren
Graham, yeah.
Graham
she's from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, Lauren Graham.
Yeah. Lauren Graham goes in this movie?
She's the love interest.
She's a love interest who has a Santa Claus fetish.
Fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
She has a thing for Santas.
It was like a daddy issue of some kind.
It's a weird
Not
fetish.
to shame anyone with daddy issues.
But hey.
And then there's a little kid in there that's
my favorite character in the movie is this little naive 10-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
And his name, I swear to God, is Thurman Merman.
You don't find it out till halfway in the movie.
Yeah, it's your name's Thurman Merman? Jesus Christ. He's this dull, blonde, chubby kid who gets picked on constantly by pretty much everyone. He's kind of gross. He's really... I don't know. There's something wrong with him, I think, but I'm not sure what.
I love this. This is the subtle things that I like in this movie, where he's going on a drinking bender, and he's such an asshole. He starts eating the kid's advent calendar, starts ripping it apart, eating the chocolate, and the whole time the scene is playing an orchestrated version of Silent Night. And as he's getting more drunk, the orchestra is starting to sound very bad and out of tune,
that scene. Cody,
it starts to get so much more toned, out of tune.
Cody, that scene has my favorite shot in the movie.
Oh, when
it's just close up of his face and he collapses to the floor.
Yeah,
I still don't know how they did that. They must have used a rig or something.
It was just a rig. Yeah.
The kid doesn't. Thurman Merman doesn't find out about his advent calendar until 2 scenes later, because in the next scene randomly,
He
he's like
starts
running around with a
bleeding.
bloody hand. Like,
I cut my hand because I was making you a wooden pickle.
one of my favorite. No, like one of my favorite lines of Thurman's in the movie is where, for reasons no one knows, he's obsessed with this mall Santa because he thinks
he's the real Santa.
No, if that's not kooky enough. What does he want? He wants a stuffed pink elephant from the toy store at the mall, and he thinks Santa will get it for him. But this is the thing. He says this, like, after some bullies give him, like, the worst wedgie ever, he comes to the department store Santa, like, meet and greet.
Like Billy,
Where it's like, hey, it's like, Santa, I don't want a stuffed pink elephant anymore. I want a gorilla named Billy so he'll beat up the kids who did this to me!
And it just cuts to, like, a face of Billy Bob Thornton just like, what?
Because what I like is Billy Bob Thornton, despite the fact that he's a horrible, horrible person, he comes to care about this kid.
Yeah, the relationship. The relationship
a
with them is my favorite part of the movie. Actually,
there actually is a genuine heart that busts through all of like the crude nastiness of the movie, but it's intentionally mean spirited.
Oh yeah, but I don't know, but unlike something like Christmas with the Cranks, where I just hate watching everything,
or even
Deck the Halls or stuff.
I was about to say, I don't know. Is Jingle All the Way a mean-spirited Christmas movie that works, kind of?
I don't like that movie, but some people
I sometimes come back to it going, I can see some brilliance in it of it trying to be like a parody against consumerism, but it still is a very lame comedy.
I was under the impression that Roland Emmerich directed Jingle All the Way because it's about a deadbeat dad who has to earn the respect of his kid.
It's turbo time.
It's turbo time. We're not talking about Jingle All the Way. We're talking about Bad Santa.
I mean, an honorable mention.
Yeah. But also, I really appreciate like the craftsmanship of this movie. Like, I think it looks great. Yeah. It has some of the best editing I've ever seen in a Christmas movie. Like when they're trying to break into the ultra safe. And it's cut to that old song. It's like, da, 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 like Tony Cox. And Tony Cox is trying to hack a mannequin so he can get a purse, and Billy Bob's trying to break a safe with an axe or a sledgehammer.
I swear, if I close my eyes when I watch this movie, I feel like I'm watching Eyes Wide Shut. It's like the same soundtrack.
That's another, that's another Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's a hot take. It is a Christmas movie.
It is.
But it's a very unconventional one.
It's not one I would want to watch every year, but yeah, there we go. I should wrap this up. Yeah, basically, Terry Zwigoff, the director, he's on, like, I want to see him make more things.
Yeah, and also a hot take, I have to say, please watch not the theatrical director's cut of this movie. You have to watch the unrated cut.
Yes.
The one that's called Bad-er Santa.
Bad-er Santa. Just call that because when the title does come up in that movie, it does say Bad Santa. Oh yeah. That's the one that I watched, and apparently I found out afterwards that he was trying to suppress the movie for some reason. Just be like, oh, it's too mean-spirited. I have to get rid of the narration at the beginning. I have to get rid of some of these scenes.
I love his narration.
Yeah. But that's what makes the movie work.
His narrations are so entertaining.
It's one of the examples where one of these few examples where I think the director's cut is not good. Watch the unrated one.
Wait, so the theatrical cut is downplayed and the unrated cut is...
No, the director's cut is worse than the theatrical cut.
Oh, so the director's cut was like, I may have gone too far if you play.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, Bad Santa, if I had to rate it,
I give it a 9.
It's either a 9 for me or even a 10. Like, the way Bernie Mac's character is, like, set up to be the antagonist, but the way they deal with him is, like, so unusual for most movies. I thought he would stick around until the end, but, like, they deal with him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In a pretty clever way, too. I like that. I don't know, it's either a 9 or a 10 for me. I'd probably give it a 10.
Bernie Mac, that lousy, frog-eyed, leather-faced, frog-eyed motherfucker. There's so many great insults in this movie.
He dies a really uncomfortable death.
When I watched this movie the first time with my parents, I don't think I've ever seen both of my mom and dad laugh so hard. The part where they're trying to train Thurman Merman how to defend himself,
and then they all punch each other in the dick.
But the way that Tony Cox tobbles over.
Tony Cox?
Tony Cox. When he tobbles over and his head just it's like a... You know what I'm talking about, right?
Tony Cox, pro skater.
Tony Cox. No, what the fuck is it? His name's Tony Cox, right?
His name's Tony Cox.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way
What?
he tobbles over, like his head, like, boom, and he.
Yeah.
You have to see it to. I'll say
it's
it.
great.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on because we have a lot more to talk about. So
Yeah,
Veronica, you're next. Talked about one Grinch.
Oh, hi, Veronica.
Oh,
my God.
hi.
I know
Yes.
you've been quiet. You haven't seen this movie.
Oh, hi,
I
Veronica.
have been, I have not seen that movie at all.
I think you'd like it.
You think?
Maybe.
Okay.
I was gonna say the person who recommended that I watch Bad Santa was actually my dad, because my dad is a big fan of mean-spirited comedy as well.
Mm.
Okay,
Well,
Veronica.
like Lyle, I was kind of like between two movies. I'm not a big movie person like you guys, but
Then get out of here. No,
yeah,
I'm joking.
sorry.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's why I've only been in one of these. Okay,
Well,
that was the Disney one.
technically two.
Yeah, but that one didn't work out.
Yeah. What are you talking about? We uploaded it.
Yeah, but I wasn't there.
What are you talking? Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
We
You
did-
redid it with two other people.
No, we did Disney villains and Disney movies.
It had to be a two. It had to be
Right,
a
it was a
two-parter due to a
two-parter.
technical issue.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, I was between two movies. The one I won't be talking about, but I'm gonna give a special shout out, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but the Jim Carrey version, okay? Not
Okay.
the animated version, the live action one. Why?
I used to watch them both back to back.
I love them.
No, I just
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I love the Jim Carrey one more, solely for Jim Carrey.
He does.
I would have to
I-
agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, he makes me laugh so much. Just his anytime
He embodies it.
He
honestly,
really does.
honestly, and the makeup team.
He had
It's
to have a
amazing.
military consultant get him through the makeup process because he was such in pain from those
What-
contacts
What
the whole
Cody?
time.
Just
You
to
know,
add to that,
like,
Cody,
it was painful
no,
for
Cody.
him.
The makeup was so arduous. Was so
Well, the contact lenses as well.
okay. The
yeah.
makeup was so irritating on his face that he had
And he
to.
was hot too in the
He
suit.
had to call
yeah.
a Navy SEAL was brought in to teach him torture-resistant tactics.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Just to get him through that. So oof,
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, but
It's so expressant too, like through the makeup too. Just
Oh my
the
God,
eccentric
honestly.
like grump and like the facial features that he does in it. I
You
I
know-
love it. It's
Do
so
not let me go off
expressive.
on a tangent, but it worked for the Grinch. It did not work for
Cat in the Hat.
Oh god.
that other
He has
Dr. Seuss adaptation.
Because he has the same expression his whole face. He looks like this.
It's Mike.
that's Mike Myers,
Ew.
and it's so
It's bad.
it's
yeah.
so bad.
I
So,
ripped into
Veronica-
it in our first episode ever. We're not doing it
Veronica,
The
what
Grinch.
is the one you want to talk about tonight? Can we move along, please?
I know it's taking
The hand
forever.
is the hand is
sorry.
going.
I wanted to talk about this little movie called Home Alone. I don't know if y'all have seen it.
I saw it. It came out this year. You mean Home Sweet Home Alone, where there's
Fuck
that.
Fuck off,
No!
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 Of course, Cody to
There
watch
are
that.
only 2 Home Alones, and the first one is the best one. I don't care what anybody fucking says to me, okay?
I think everyone would agree with you.
Some people have told me the second one is better. I see your face, Cody.
No, because that's my pick as well.
Really?
Yeah, Home Alone.
too.
Oh, no, Home Alone is my pick for
Oh.
tonight.
Oh no!
Oh, fuck. See, this is why I want everyone to post their list beforehand.
I don't give a shit. Let's talk
Yeah,
about Home
let's talk
Alone.
about it together. That's fine.
Okay. We're
Can we
combining,
please talk
we're
about Home
combining segments. Okay.
Yeah,
do it.
one,
Let's do it.
one next anyways. What the fuck's
That
the
doesn't
point?
fucking
Okay,
matter.
cool.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, nice.
Home Alone.
Save time.
Home Alone, I love for the music, and I love
John Williams.
watching people get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Watching people get hurt is one of my favorite things
John
ever.
Williams music and slapstick. Yes.
Yes,
Beautiful.
it's amazing. And I love seeing how Kevin just slowly becomes like this future murderer, I guess.
And the movie is Die Hard for kids.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Me.
I've always said that. Home Alone is Die Hard for kids.
Die Hard for
But I
kids.
do have to say, it was a little bit unrealistic growing up because I'm like, who leaves their child home alone? And I'm like, I guess white people, but
They do have, like, at least sufficient, like, excuses. It's a large family. They were in a rush when they had to get up in the morning
They
to the
all
airport.
slept in.
They all slept in. There was a kid across the street that just, like, they thought was Kevin at first when they were doing the head count. Like, there's some there's some like
there's some great times.
there's sequence of events that sort of lead towards like, oh, okay, we misplaced our kid.
There is just enough suspension of disbelief to make the setup believable.
Yeah.
Like
Evan, that is beautiful. Did you write that? What the fuck? Oh my god, that's beautiful. Thank you.
But I have to say that everybody, like, in Kevin's family, including him, are all assholes. Like, in the beginning of the movie, they are all
Uncle
assholes.
Frank. Gotta love him.
Look what you did, you little jerk!
That line actually haunted me for many years.
Oh, that panning shot of the family just staring him down.
Kevin, you're such a disease.
I wouldn't let you into my room if you were growing on my ass.
Oh, Buzz, you gotta love Buzz.
I like
Buzz.
Period.
Oh, and then let's talk about the Wet Bandits.
Yes, Harry and Marv.
Joe Pesci and
Daniel Stern.
So Chris Columbus, the director, was like to Mr. Joe Pesci on the set. Mr. Pesci, I understand that you love to swear. You were in Goodfellas. You love to say fuck a lot in every sentence. You gotta have to dial it back. So you have to do something. So you end up with this. And it's
muttering.
So funny, just saying gibberish. Oh my god. Like, there's so many fucking hilarious parts in this movie. Even just the part where, like, remember they're pulling out of the driveway and they're not paying attention and Kevin's just almost about to get hit?
Yeah.
Face to face with the car.
No, my favorite is still, so like, anytime he uses the film.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Leave the doorstep and get the hell out of here.
It took me.
AC said 10%.
It took me a couple of years to realize this, but that was a movie made exclusively for the movie.
They used actual technology from the day to recreate it, though.
Yeah. Buzz, your girlfriend. and apparently they actually had a boy dress up with a wig so they can make it less offensive.
Yeah, you can totally
you make it less. They didn't want to be so mean to a girl that looks like that, so they're like, why don't we just make it the joke?
That's actually really heartfelt.
Wow.
Yeah, they did. They handled it nicely.
Did you know that John Candy barely got paid for this movie?
He only shot his stuff one day. Like a whole stretch. All of his scenes was one day.
He got paid like $12 on a pizza.
Yeah, and he improvised most of his lines too.
Okay, so my release dates with John Hughes films are a little muddled, but did this come out after or before Uncle Buck?
After,
yes.
Okay, Uncle Buck was actually what got Macaulay Culkin noticed.
Yes.
Fair enough.
John Hughes liked him so much, he's like, I want to write a movie with this kid in mind, and that's how Home Alone came to be.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Coming soon, so to speak, I think you guys are going to cover John Hughes in the 80s.
I would like to.
I'd like to do John Hughes in the 90s, please.
Okay.
Back to back.
Cody from the 90s wants to talk about 90s?
Yeah, come on, I want to cover. Let's do it. We got to do it. In a few months.
Okay, sure.
Back to back.
I feel like if it wasn't for that one scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off where Principal Rooney is trying to break into the house. I don't think it sparked to John Hughes. It's kind of fun when assholes get their comeuppance when they're trying to break in somewhere.
I wonder if he's a fan of Straw Dogs.
And also, you just mentioned Christmas Vacation. Like, there's a bit of formula to that where, like, when you see Gus Griswold, get into all this hijinks. Yep. Like, I feel like Home Alone came from, like, it is the birth child of John Hughes.
John Hughes has made some excellent holiday films, man.
It is his swan song,
like Christmas Vacation, you have Home Alone, even like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is like the only Thanksgiving movie anyone talks about.
Do you know what it was a close second movie I almost chose for tonight?
What?
The remake of Miracle on 34th Street that was written and produced by John Hughes.
With Mara Wilson and Richard Attenborough?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's home movie footage of me as a 3-year-old just watching that movie during the slow parts, and I remember I was watching that footage. I was like, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. I could see that. I could see that. That little kid in me is just like so transfixed by that movie.
So Miracle on 34th Street, the remake, is one of those movies that inspired you as a filmmaker.
Well, they're not inspired me as a filmmaker. I would just say like watching it was very like, wow.
It's kind of like, finding the old footage. It's like with James Rolfe when he has like old footage of him getting angry at a game when he was a really little kid.
With Home Alone,
it was meant to be.
it's a tearjerker scene at the end when that old man reconnects with his family.
Yeah.
And that John Williams music soars. Oh my god, I get a tear in my eye every
I
time.
get a tear in my eye when his mother, played by Catherine O'Hara,
Yes.
Oh, she's great.
hugs him like crazy, and
Yeah, it's such a change from the beginning of the movie where he was like, I don't want you as a family and stuff. And I'm like,
sucks.
when I saw that as a kid, I'm like, oh shit, he's
I don't
about
wanna
to get slapped.
I am
Yeah.
in my room, dummy. I'm like,
Holy
this kid is
fuck.
ballsy. Hang up the phone and make me get out of your room, why don't you? I'm like,
Oh my
my
I
mom said.
would've died.
My mom said, if you ever fucking say that to me, you would have got your ass beat.
well, that's the thing about John Hughes. Like John Hughes knew how to write rebellious kids. He knew how to write rebellious kids well.
Very
Well,
well.
he did for a time, and
For a
then
time.
the '90s came and went. Yeah.
Anyways,
We will get to that in future
How would
episodes.
you
definitely.
guys rate Home Alone?
okay.
10.
Right.
This is
Home
one of my.
Alone is a
I
10
love,
out of 10.
I love Home
It's
Alone.
one you watch every year and you always love
And
it.
I
Okay?
always throw in the second one right afterwards. It's the same
Yeah,
goddamn movie.
I still like the second one, but what I don't like about the second one is how like malicious Kevin feels. When
Oh,
he's
yeah,
in
these-
the house, like it feels just wrong.
He
I'm like,
electrocuted them. He blew them up.
I'm like, yo, you're
And
really
the-
trying to
the
kill
stuff
them
he
here.
does-
You're
the stuff he
really
does-
trying.
The stuff he does to the Wet Bandits is
the
actually
sticky
The
bandits.
Sticky Bandits.
Sticky Band. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Right.
It's a
Second movie.
rebrand.
Right. The stuff he does to the Sticky Bandits in New York is actually worse than what he does in the first
Exactly.
movie.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, no, he's literally trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
murder
What's
them.
your favorite prop? We'll end it
From
on
the
this.
first
What's
movie?
your favorite
Oh.
trap from the first movie?
Probably the mighty the little dinky cars. The
Yes, the
when-
cars.
when
Did
they
they all trip?
when they slip the and then just because there was no music, it was because kudos to the stunt guys in this movie.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they're
remember
troopers.
remember them trying. Remember when Harry was trying to walk up the slippery steps like the ice, and he just falls back on his
Oh,
back.
I love
or he
the ice part.
rolls down the stairs. Like kudos to them. Like you just hear
Oh, but I really felt
Everything.
it when he was going up the stairs with
The
the
nail.
guitar
Oh,
and
the
the nail.
nail.
I'm like, oh my god! Every
That
time
was
I have to
horrible.
look away.
everybody.
I know
knows
that-
part.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee, that would require a tetanus
So
shot.
it wouldn't be a Soda Speak episode if there wasn't a Simpsons reference.
Yeah, I think I don't know if this was an intentional trap, but Harry's Daniel Stern, right?
Yes.
His reaction when the
Oh
tarantula's
wait,
on
no.
his face.
Oh, I'll get them mixed up now. Harry Marv. Oh my god.
Marv is Daniel Stern. Okay.
Marv is Daniel
Marv's
Stern, sorry.
reaction to the spider crawling on his face is like, speaking of mic breaks, he's like,
He blows out that mic. That is
Dude,
hilarious.
apparently
It's a
the
perfect
actor,
scream.
they had to get like. Apparently Daniel Stern was terrified of real spiders, so that
Well, I
reaction
believe it.
That reaction was genuine.
Oh
I
my
believe
God.
it.
But
And the second one, he just hams it up
Oh,
so
yeah.
much in the second movie.
Okay.
He's an absolute
Can
moron in the second movie.
I would like to say
the
one.
bricks to the face.
Oh god!
Yeah, no,
I-
Kevin
I
Put
love-
like
drops.
5 bricks to the
I
face.
laughed so
Kevin-
hard.
Kevin drops
So-
bricks from like 2 stories above. That would kill you. Like, I'm sorry. Like the suspension. I know I talked about suspension.
it's a movie.
Veronica, this is a family classic of mine. My grandparents watch this movie with me every year.
Can I be honest?
My parents
with you?
we always watch Home
Honestly,
Alone.
yeah.
Evan's been wanting to see
Every
this movie for a
time.
while.
There-
What
there-
is
sorry.
it, Evan?
There are 2 fun facts I would like to say about related to Home Alone.
Sure.
I actually saw the Home Alone for the first time ever, not at Christmas time, but in July.
Oh.
Why?
Because
Oh, okay.
my mom was telling me about the movie, and she did not tell me it had anything to do with Christmas, and I was bored one summer night. It was just my mom. My brother was with my dad or something, so it was just my mom and I at home. So I said, "Mom, remember that Home Alone movie you were telling me about? Can we watch it?" She did not say no. We just went to the Blockbuster, picked it up, and I rented it. And I'm like, it was like the first time I ever like watched a Christmas movie like in the middle of the summer. But like at first, like my mom didn't sell it as a Christmas movie. She just was like, okay, it's a kid who's stuck at home alone while his family goes on vacation. That premise alone has nothing to do with Christmas. It realistically
It is
could've-
true. It is
Yeah.
It
true.
could have
yeah.
so I'm not going to debate whether or not Home Alone is a true Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. Like
Yeah.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie. No questions asked. And the other part is, I'm going to reiterate a little story here, but very quickly. We know who Greg Sestero is, right? I'll say, cue the line.
Greg Sestero.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
When Greg Sestero was 10, he saw Home Alone, and it is one of those movies that inspired him to be an actor so much that he talks about this in his book, The Disaster Artist, which I highly recommend everyone read. In The Disaster Artist, he talks about how he actually, not only did he become so inspired by the first Home Alone, he went home from seeing Home Alone as a kid, wrote a story treatment for a sequel to Home Alone 2 called Home Alone Lost in Disneyland, and it is almost identical, I am not kidding, to the story that John Hughes actually wrote about Lost in New York. Instead of getting lost in New York, he switches planes and goes to Disneyland instead of New York, and a completely different gang of criminals escapes from a Florida penitentiary and goes to wreak havoc at Disney World. It was so... And guess what? The script was sent back to him, rejected, because he was, like, too young. And he honestly thought his idea was so good that he was going to be a child actor on set, like, that the next Christmas he was going to miss, like, school.
I did not know this. Wow.
So, but then John Hughes was so impressed with his story treatment that he wrote Greg back with a handwritten note saying, like, keep trying, like, this was a cool story.
But that's John Hughes literally taking the same screenplay as the first movie, just changing it to New York. But that's just beside the point.
What, do we have, like, a big fat liar scenario here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
no, but, like,
we gotta move on to the next one.
Yeah,
It's been like 40 minutes.
Let's
well,
go.
We knew this was going to be the long category.
Let's go more into depth with, like, these movies with John Hughes when we cover him in a few months. I'd love to do that.
But you guys really love Home Alone, and I agree. It's
and
a
also,
classic.
I give it a 10.
Also, 10. Donald Trump was in the sequel. Moving on.
Oh, boo!
Why did it end up with that?
Okay,
no, is he?
I feel bad.
Think about this.
People don't wear headphones in our episodes.
Think about this.
Hands to your face and scream.
Please think about this. Why was Trump at the plaza? What was he doing there? Trump Tower is like a block away from the plaza.
Maybe he has business.
Yeah, maybe he has
things to do.
My crazy fan theory is this. He was at the plaza doing something illegal or having an affair.
Like hookers and blow.
Hey, you're the richest guy in New York. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyways, moving on to the next category tonight, we have TV specials.
Yes.
Classic standby of everyone who has way too much time on their hands and cable in front of them. So, Evan, what's one TV special you remember growing up with?
I'm going to take you back to 1999 with a little gem that apparently not that many people remember. All of the Other Reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
All of the Other Reindeer was the animation. I'm looking at this is when I rewatched it literally an hour before recording this, so it's fresh in my mind. The story is basically this: Drew Barrymore plays this Christmas-loving, optimistic little dog who just loves Christmas, but there's a talk that Christmas may be canceled this year and possibly forever because one of the reindeer, Blitzen, broke his leg or something. And basically, when Olive hears, Santa giving a press conference from the North Pole saying, I think we can do this with all of the other reindeer. He meant to say all of the other reindeer.
Oh.
It's a play on words.
So
I like
she thinks that Santa summoned her to the North Pole personally. And it's also tone-wise, it's a wonky world where animals and humans coexist and they can talk to each other. But the thing is, dogs are apparently both, the pets of humans, but they have equal human rights. Like Olive goes to a bus station and buys a bus ticket like it's no one's business.
Okay.
There's a little penguin played by Joe Pantoliano named Mark.
Joey Pants the penguin?
No, seriously. Joe Pantoliano, Lyle's pointing to the Matrix poster. And it was really fun. He's really good at playing animated birds because a couple years after this, 6 years later, he played a pelican in the movie Racing Stripes.
Oh, a classic.
Oh my God, Racing Stripes! I forgot about that movie
So-
until you just said it.
Evan, what do you like most about this special?
What I like most about it is it's a bit. Its tone is a little wonky, but so Olive has to go to the North Pole to save Christmas, but on the way she is being hunted and tracked by a cynical mailman who is overworked. He gets overworked every Christmas time, and quite understandably so. I mean, the postal workers of America, you gotta hats off to them, man. Salute. And so, so he's so disgruntled by Christmas that he wants to make sure Christmas gets canceled forever. So what he wants to do is stop Olive. For some reason, he seems to think that Olive going to the North Pole will save. He seems to understand that Olive going to the North Pole will save Christmas. So what he does is he does every hijink in the book to stop her from getting there, and the mailman, I should mention, is voiced by Dan Castellaneta.
Oh my god!
You know what? When I was
where have I heard that name before?
Go.
Hey,
actually that reminds me. Isn't Matt Groening attached to this?
Matt Groening is the executive producer on
So
there
it all makes sense now.
Now you know what's really interesting is when I was listening to the mailman's voice, I heard. It reminded me of two classic 90s cartoon voices. It reminded me of Homer Simpson mixed with Jafar from Aladdin. Like
what?
And the irony is that Dan Castellaneta would play the genie in The Return of Jafar.
Yeah, he did play the genie.
Because Robin Williams was like, I ain't coming back for this.
Now,
but then he came back for the third one.
Well, there was
like
a
you
whole falling out between him and Jeffrey Katzenberg.
That's a whole other story.
But the point is, so when I was. And it turns out that the reason why the mailman's voice sounded the way it did is because Dan Castellaneta drew inspiration from Vincent Price when doing the voice of the mailman.
Sweet.
So the whole idea is like, how is a little dog gonna pretend to be a reindeer and save Christmas? Because Olive just says, "I'm not a dog, I'm a reindeer," and Drew Barrymore, I actually really love the voice acting job she does. She's also an executive producer on the special,
nice.
Which is how, kind of like with Donnie Darko,
does she have like a kid like sound to her? Like that's her performance.
She kind of but you know what's so adorable about Drew Barrymore is she's playing a little dog. She does what?
If she sees someone on the naughty list, does she go, "Fuck off! You are a scrawny loser!"
Freddy Got Fingered reference.
It's not so to speak without Simpsons and Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh my
God. No, Lyle, that's in the R-rated version of all of the other
other Rangers. All of the other R-rated.
Hey, Veronica, has he sat you down and showed you?
I refuse. Refuse.
Oh, we're all gonna watch it one day.
No, we're not.
I've hyped it up for my Veronica too.
We'll have a sick day, and I will make you watch it.
No, don't make her watch it on a sick day. That'll make her even more sick.
Yeah, I'll cancel each other out.
Why I asked about Drew Barrymore's voice is because if I'm going to hear her talk like even her normal voice, it's going to remind me of when she played
Gertie from E.T.?
No. When she played Akima in Titan A.E.
I have not.
Titan A.E.?
Wow,
I have not seen. Titan
I know she's in that, but goddamn,
I'm the only fan in the world that's like a hyper fan of Titan A.E. I'm the only one that exists.
Well,
yeah, I guess.
I want Kale's tattoo right there. Goddamn it!
The point is, I was gushing over how I love Drew Barrymore's voice in this because like she's so delightful and so optimistic. And by the way, because she's playing a dog, she does her own barks and she does her own growls and her own little whimpers.
That's adorable.
It is really adorable.
Yeah, I remember when I only watched this special one. I think I only watched half of it actually because it was on TV.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I just cuddled my dog.
Aww.
Yeah, I gave her a good cuddle because I was like, oh, she reminds me of Ginger.
Nice.
I never heard of it, but it sounds like a sweet little premise.
Now it's a sweet little premise because it reminds us that you don't have to if you can save Christmas and you can perk up everyone's spirits. Just by helping out, even if you can't do the job, your spirit just helps people out. And that's what makes all the difference. And I think that's a really sweet message. So it's a little wonky in the first half, but in the second half it's very heartfelt.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's all of the other reindeer.
Okay. My special is another one that probably not many of you have remembered. I watched it a lot back in the day when I was addicted to YTV. And it's called The Santa Claus Brothers.
What the heck?
None of you probably remember it.
The cricket knows.
The cricket knows, yeah. Him and I talk a lot when I'm alone. Anyways, let me break it down. You know, Evan, when someone has a quiet moment, it's like.
Oh! Whoa, that's a kind of a dark joke.
It's always fun to explain.
What's it called,
the
sir?
joke. It's called the Santa Claus Brothers.
Santa Claus Brothers.
So it's an early CGI movie, and it shows. But I think the reason why I even brought this up is I actually really love the concept of this little movie. It's so Santa Claus is kind of getting up there in age. He has 3 sons, and he's like, well, one of these days, one of these boys are gonna have to be the next Santa Claus. I don't know which one, because they're all irresponsible. They keep stealing the sleigh and making a mess. And so there's this naughty elf who goes up to the brothers like, hey, maybe if you show some initiative, you could prove to Santa who's worthy of being the next Santa. And the brothers are like, oh, I like that idea, but where are we going to go? And the elf just takes one look at a map, like, you're going to go to Santa Monica. So they steal a sleigh and they go to Santa Monica and they try to find the spirit of Christmas to demonstrate how much they'll all be worthy of being Santa. And
I remember the
hijinks
you left for Santa
Hijinks ensues.
and watch the world die. Yeah.
When you end up a sentence with "and hijinks ensues," that's not a good sign.
Well, I gotta admit, it's been a while since I've seen it. But I remember it was very cute. Each of the brothers were pretty nice. And the voice cast is pretty impressive. You have Harlan Williams, speaking of Frey Got Fingered, Richard Kind and Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall. They're all, each of them do the brothers. And you even have Bryan Cranston as the voice of Santa Claus.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so maybe that's the biggest selling point.
Walter White was Santa in a photo in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Is Santa the one who knocks?
Oh.
Wow, you found that funnier than I thought. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I did
when I run out of things to say, I just chuckle until someone starts talking.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I don't know if this is like a highly regarded episode. I don't know if people remember this.
The bad jokes are killing Veronica.
I like a good bad joke.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know how many people remember this special, but I remember always rewatching it. Anytime it was on, I was like, oh yeah, this one was always cute.
I looked it up. The design of it looks kind of familiar, but
yeah,
I haven't say I've seen it.
I don't know, like, it's not a classic, but I don't know. I think it deserves a shout out, just on the premise alone. Okay.
Okay, listen. I did not have a Christmas TV favorite special. Because they
Cody,
mostly
what's your pick?
Wait!
Hey!
Let the lady talk.
Because they mostly sucked, okay? I'm gonna be honest. But I will give a shout out to one specifically because my dad was in it.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's funny that you bring up Bryan Cranston. Because he
Okay.
was the lead in that movie. It was called 'Twas the Night. And
Oh,
it was like
'Twas the
this
Night.
cheesy freaking... I'm pretty sure it's a Disney movie. One of
I
those
think it
Christmas
is, yeah.
TV Disney movie specials, whatever. And, like, it was really bad. Well, I didn't think it was good at all because it was just... Bryan Cranston plays this, like, uncle who's completely irresponsible, and then he's in charge of, like, his brother's kids for the night.
Okay.
Oh, it's directed by Nick Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then they end up stealing, like, Santa's sleigh. They start stealing from the rich, stuff like that. And then, like, the little girl or the daughter or whatever is trying to get the sleigh back from them with the help of Santa. And in this moment, they go to a Walmart or something like that.
Okay.
And then my dad is one of the workers there.
Yeah, he's just
Oh,
off,
Yeah, he's you
off
see
in the
him?
corner. Yeah.
Listen, he had a scene, okay? He had a scene with Bryan Cranston and everything, a talking role, and they cut it from the movie, okay? So you see him in the background for like a second. You're like, oh, that's my dad. There he is. And
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty
neat,
cool.
actually.
He got a mug from it.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes, it
so.
is. I checked
I've never
it
even
out.
heard of it, actually.
Yeah, no,
Hmm.
I doubt anybody would.
Back
It's
to
not
back,
very
Bryan
good.
Cranston.
Bryan Cranston
Yeah.
as Santa. Wow.
Oh, something I completely forgot to mention in my special. Ed Asner also plays Santa,
Oh.
and this was before Elf.
Elf.
Oh,
So
cool.
technically, Ed Asner has played Santa.
Everything's
twice.
connected.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
Yeah.
So that's
So
pretty nice.
yeah, it's not a good movie. I don't really recommend watching
Oh,
it. But my
yeah.
dad was in it.
Yeah, there's some novelty.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
some
Yeah,
novelty.
honestly.
That is cool.
I'll pass it to you,
I'm glad-
Cody.
glad
I'm
you
sure
pointed
yours
that
is
out.
way better.
Yeah, what's your TV special, Cody?
Do you guys like Mr. Bean? No?
Not that I don't like Mr. Bean, I'm just not very. I know. Of
Okay,
him,
Evan,
I'm
you're
not-
canceled. That's it.
Oh,
Okay, you're done,
No.
son.
Evan officially gets canceled because he hasn't watched Mr.
Okay.
Bean.
What a turkey.
That's it.
Did
Okay.
you know that Rowan
You can't
Atkinson-
cancel me. I quit. Veronica, you host the show from now on.
Oh, you're
Okay.
not hardcore.
No, you're not hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore.
Unless you live
Okay, that
hardcore.
means
How can you kick me out?
of what is mine.
Yeah!
Well, there's just one problem there.
This podcast is
mine.
How did we go to school?
I
abroad?
don't know. Welcome to
Okay.
the show.
Let me
that's-
clarify one thing for all the Bean fans.
The
I
Bean.
have watched Mr. Bean sketches. I think he's funny. I am just not super familiar with
Okay.
every single fucking thing he's in.
Okay.
I
what-
know
what
of
were
Mr.
Well, he
Bean.
was in Lion King.
What were you
There
about,
you go.
What were you about
Oh,
to say?
yeah. No, did you know that Rowan Atkinson is like incredibly smart, like
Yeah.
genius?
Oh, yeah, I know
smart?
he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Isn't that the craziest thing? You wouldn't expect that
Well,
from
you've seen
somebody who
Love
plays.
Actually, right?
Yeah,
He's so
Yeah.
talented in that.
Well, I mean, that's
Have
like...
you seen Rat Race?
Rat Race.
Oh,
Rat
he's-
He's a lace. I would hope I
He's
win.
a race.
He's a
Race.
lace.
Utter genius. Yes,
Okay,
Rat Race.
Mr. Bean.
Mr.
No
Bean.
Rowan Atkinson.
Well,
What about
Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean.
is that
Okay.
the one with the turkey?
The Christmas special, yes, the one with the
Oh,
turkey.
that's so good.
This is before Friends made that a household
I thought
gag.
that was a Thanksgiving
Getting-
episode.
It was, but getting the idea of getting a turkey, full-on turkey stuck on your head, that
Mm.
Mr. Bean did it first.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like a hipster when it comes to that. Like, fuck you, Friends. They
Yeah,
did-
fuck
Fuck
Friends.
you, Friends. Bean did it first. No, yeah, I mean, it's not really, there's no premise to this, it's just, I mean, if you've seen any Mr. Bean episode, or, yeah, any sort of Mr. Bean episode, it's just him going from, like, a comedy situation from comedy situation. It's all visual comedy, it's all
Yeah.
about his facial expressions. It's just him getting prepared for Christmas.
Craziness ensues.
I love that Mr. Bean, he's kind of a secret asshole, and that's
Yeah.
why that's why I love him. He seems like just a nice, lonely guy that's just like, you don't, like, how does he have this bachelor apartment? Like, what does he do for a living? He just lives life.
You don't know. That's the
No.
mystery of him.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Like, he walks by, he's in the Christmas market, he just, like, he's going past this one Santa doing the charity shout-out thing, and then he yanks on the beard and it gets all disheveled and all that, but he goes by later on to another guy with another Santa, but it's a real beard, and he yanks on it, and he's like, ow! And then he's in the department store buying Christmas lights and bulbs, and then there's that great nativity scene part where he's like, it's all visual. He's just like fucking around with like all the baby Jesus and then he brings out like a tank. And
Yeah, the action
like,
figures.
all the action figures and tanks and all that he's bringing out. It's all just like all visual. It's all just hilarious, like puppeteer stuff. He has a girlfriend in this episode that she's trying to convince him to propose, right? She's like,
Damn.
they go up to the
Wow.
window and she's like pointing at the ring, and the ring is right next to like a photo that is like a couple, you know, proposing with the ring, right? So then she leaves, and then he notices he's going to the shop, so she kind of goes, yes, like he's gonna do it, right? So later on when they exchange gifts, he gives her the gift, and it's this flat thing, like, okay, I was expecting a ring. She opens it. He got her the fucking photo that was next to the ring.
Aww.
And then she starts crying like, oh, and he goes, no, cry. And then, oh, I forgot the main gift. And then he takes out the small thing, and it's the shape of like a ring. She goes, oh my god. She opens it, and it is a ring thing, and she opens it, and then she takes it out, and it's a fucking hook for the photo. Like, there's so many great setups and payoffs. Like, it's great comedy.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Like, I think what it is, I think it's actually like they, you know, like the choir orchestrated theme of the show. They do like a Christmas orchestrated version of it.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
It sets the tone. It plays throughout the episode. It's like a very cozy watch. And just a highlight of his loneliness, he writes out Christmas cards, like a few of them. Like, writes them out, puts them in the envelope, and then he leaves the apartment, and it holds on it, and then the envelopes go through his mailbox, and he opens up the door, and he looks down and goes, oh! I got cards. That's a highlight of loneliness. Oh my god, that's an achievement. Eddie's just so.
How is that not a meme yet?
You mail yourself Christmas cards. Oh my god, it's so good.
Okay, thank you so much, Cody, because I actually haven't thought of this special in a long time, but it's glorious.
You know what? I will.
You should watch it. You should definitely watch it.
I believe it.
It's on YouTube.
From what I've seen of Mr. Bean, like, the first time I ever saw a Monty Python sketch, like, I knew it was funny, but at the same time, that the humor in Great Britain is a little drier than it is in, like, here in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bean
is accessible
to international
universal.
audiences. It is British humor. It's not your typical dry British humor. Mr. Bean is very funny.
It's great visual comedy. It's really great acting if you want to look at like just like facial expressions and like blocking and all that. Just like I don't know. I find it's comfort food. Like
have you got the turkey on?
Yes. Yeah, she's like, have you got the turkey on? And he has it on his head. It's stuck. Yeah, no, it's a good one. Just, if you watch an episode of Mr. Bean, just take it with a grain of salt that the fucking laugh track is like, oh my god, it's like just for laugh gags bad. Where every second is just,
Lyle, don't you typically hate laugh tracks?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, there's a laugh track every second.
But Mr. Bean is actually funny. So
and it is like just for laugh gags, where it's just like pre-recorded laugh tracks and they just throw it in. Oh my god.
Yeah, they slap that on.
So our next topic is Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, should we each say one we love and one we dislike?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's go with
I
that.
have
Evan, you have the floor.
Okay, so for one song that I love, we're just gonna breeze through this.
Let's breeze through this.
One Christmas song that my favorite Christmas song of all time that like is as like a conventional Christmas tune that people sing is Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
I have one too. That's mine too.
Oh hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a tie. Shout out to Mean Girls.
There's a tie between my favorites. It's that one. I'll mention mine later. But
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I love Jingle Bell Rock. Like, it's just it's a groovy tune. I love the tune to it. Like, and the first time I ever heard
classic rockabilly.
The first time I ever heard Jingle Bell Rock, I honestly thought it was an inversion of Jingle Bells. I'm like, no, it's an original song. Like, I really like it. And my favorite part of the song is the last chord. I'm not familiar with music terminology the way Lyle is. The last stanza, right? Like
the last verse.
The last verse. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock, mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock. Now, please do not ask me my favorite version because there are too. It's a song.
Original.
Original is way to go.
The original, yeah. I don't. The thing with Christmas songs is everyone and their mother has covered a Christmas song.
Yeah.
So if you ask me what my favorite version is, I genuinely cannot tell you. I'm gonna be original with I'm gonna be a little different from you guys, but in terms of Christmas songs, I don't like. It's not there isn't really a Christmas song that I can think of off the top of my head that makes me cringe, but I have heard bad versions of Christmas songs, and the reason why I've heard, because for a couple years, for like 4 or 5 years of my life, I have worked retail, and in the month of December, and in some cases half of November, you will hear nothing but, depending on where you work, which is most retail stores or grocery stores, you will hear nothing but Christmas Christmas music. That feeling, the constant feeling of Christmas music alone is really draining, and especially like sometimes when the holidays are all about just running around like a chicken with your head cut off. The last thing I want to hear is the same 10 songs about feeling happy all the time. Now I love Christmas songs. I like Christmas music. I just can take it in doses, and and the worst Christmas song I've ever heard, actually, a year ago. I'm not working in retail this year, so I don't listen to Christmas music every day where I work.
Yeah. So what's the song, Evan?
The worst Christmas song I've ever heard was actually a really bad poppy cover of pop song cover of of the 12 Days of Christmas, and I remember my coworker Mike and I. Every time last year that this version of 12 Days of Christmas came on the playlist, we would laugh. Oh, it's that horrible version of the song. Like
what version?
Like it's like.
Do you know who it was?
I don't know who it was, but all I can tell you, it goes. Na, 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 5 golden.
Oh, I know that one.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
I know that one because they always play it in freaking retail stores because it plays in mine.
Oh, you too, huh?
Who does it?
I don't know.
Shazam it next time.
Okay, now what
so
am
we
I
have a
supposed to
mystery
do?
song. If you're in our comments, please let us know what this mystery bad pop cover of the 12 Days of Christmas is. No, but like it's like I've heard the original 12 Days of Christmas is a decent song.
Okay,
I don't love. But the point is, it's like this pop. I wish like there are some pop songs that they would just leave like there are just some Christmas songs that would not get pop covers.
You know, it's so funny that you say that.
Yeah, Evan, this is kind of an awkward moment. For my favorite Christmas song, I picked 12 Days of Christmas.
No, like I said, I don't hate 12 Days of Christmas. It's a good song.
But you that one version. Okay.
That one version.
My favorite version of 12 Days of Christmas is the one with Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yes! On the first day
of Christmas, my truly good to me. A beer.
A beer.
In a tree.
No.
3 French toast, 2 turtlenecks.
And a beer. In a tree.
You know, you gotta add something along to it to fit the music guy, you know? Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, right. I love that.
I saw this movie the other night. It was in 3B. It was in 3 beers, eh?
3 beers,
They
eh?
showed it in 3 beers, eh?
That's probably the most Canadian Christmas song you'll ever hear.
Oh, God.
What's your worst?
But the reason why I love that song, I'll just give a short preamble. First of all, Bob and Doug are so fun to listen to. I could listen to them for hours. But I just love how the entire song, it sounds like they just recorded it in one take. Because they stumble on the rhythm so much, and it looks like they're making it up as they go along. Yeah. But, yeah. And also there's another good version of 12 Days of Christmas where it's like this woman who gets progressively more intoxicated as she sings. Because she's singing about alcohol. It's like... I
want to hear this version now.
I put a bird in a tree. The best day of Christmas. Eight Bloody Marys.
Those are the 12 Days of Napoleon Dynamite. I referenced
Oh, yeah,
that.
you sent me that too. Yeah. That was pretty funny.
I'll send it again.
So it's not so much the song. The song is kind of repetitive and formulaic, but when people make fun of it and do sorry.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, but like when people do like joke versions of the song, it's golden rings of 5 of them. It's worth 5 golden rings. But yeah, that's why I like that song. But my least favorite Christmas song, I don't want to be like sacrilegious, but
Just spit it out.
But I find like a lot of Christian Christmas songs, they kind of.
How dare you!
Oh no.
May the Lord save you.
Okay, he can try his best, but I don't know. I find a lot of them are just really creepy.
Like
which one?
Like what the hell is it called? It was in Home Alone, I think.
Oh, the
Joy to the World.
No, the one.
On your knees.
Hey, my voice just changed. Oh, not when Christ was born.
Oh, gosh darn it. Yeah, I don't like that song.
So to speak, without a Simpsons reference.
Yeah. But I think at least, I really don't like Carol of the Bells. Also known as the ding fries are done, ding fries are done, ding fries are done.
I work at Burger King.
Making paper whoppers.
Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding fries are done.
I don't really associate that with Christian like music though.
It is.
It's
like it's all like stuff like what it's almost like hymns.
What about Silent Night?
That song's okay. Yeah, I like that one.
That one's like a very religious song too.
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I find a lot of them like they kind of rub me the wrong way because I used to be taking a Christmas mass a lot. So yeah, I'd be in the church. I'd be listening to these people sing these really like songs, and it always made me uncomfortable. I don't know why, because they always have a creepy vibe.
Shine, Jesus, shine. Remember that one?
No.
We are children. Children of the light, we are shining.
I feel like I'm missing something because I never went to church as a kid.
I had to go to church.
Yeah, there were
as a
some
kid.
bangers. I'm
We
not
went
gonna
to
lie, but like, yeah, most.
That's
of the
why I'm a
music-
good boy today.
So, Cody,
I'm kidding.
didn't you say when we talked about The Simpsons, like that line from the Bart's Girlfriend episode? Yeah, smells like church.
Oh yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That money smells like church. I'm like, yeah, it's church does have a scent.
Yeah, Carol of the Bells I find too creepy to listen to during the holidays. It always takes me out of the spirit of of Christmas. Not my favorite. What about you, Veronica? What are your favorite?
Okay, listen,
least
there's
favorite?
only one song that gets me hyped for Christmas.
Mhm.
Oh.
And that's Feliz Navidad.
Of
Obviously.
course.
Obviously.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
It only has like
from
3
the bottom
lines.
of my heart.
It only has like 3 lines, but it's so good. And you can play it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just keep dancing the night away.
Oh yeah.
I freaking love that song.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Mariah Carey's big smash hit.
Okay, no. That woman makes all her royalties during Christmas.
She sit
Yeah.
back, so that's the money roll in.
Same thing goes with Michael Bublé.
And just Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin too for Home Alone.
Oh,
He's
he's
retired.
good.
He's
He's
set
good.
up.
Oh,
That's
of
it.
course.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that guy.
But yeah, Feliz Navidad is the best one. It might not have the most like deep lyrics ever.
It's the
But
vibe.
it's just it's the vibe, and
Mm.
it's just wishing you a Merry Christmas
Yeah, exactly.
from the bottom of their heart. The worst one though, I have to say, is the Little Drummer Boy.
Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum.
That's
fucking
on-
hate
that's on-
that song.
Oh, is that the one that?
I have these gifts for you.
They're up in my bum. This is why we're dating. We're on the same wavelength.
We're on-
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's
that's a boring song.
that's
It's
another-
so boring, and it goes
Yeah.
so long.
It's just
I'm
like,
like,
the
Jesus.
drum beat is just boom, boom.
I'm like, kill me, please
That's
kill me.
It's another Christian song.
It's another Christian song
Ah.
because he's
It
supposedly
works.
like guiding the 3 wise men or
Give
Yeah.
this
whatever
kid
it
a
is.
drum kit and
I'm like,
get the
why
fuck
are
outta
you?
here.
Where are your parents, child?
He can make his own decisions. What's the worst that could happen? You know?
He dies from the plague. I don't know.
At best, he'll be like a street busker, you know? Making money on the side, going like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. It's like, this kid has rhythm. Throw him a shekel.
Yeah, that's right. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
That song's
it's
better.
so much better.
Yeah.
And I heard that there is a version where they added like more verses to it, but that's
Oh,
just
really?
wrong. No, to the Feliz Navidad.
Oh,
That's
no.
just wrong though, because is it Joe Feliciano? I know it's
I'm
Feliciano,
not
not sure.
but it's just wrong. It's the best one.
Okay.
No one can say otherwise.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
Mhm.
You know, you ever watch the show Happy?
You've told me about it.
Yeah, there's an action scene. There's this massive gunfight at this mansion, and it's set to the Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
It's actually. I gotta show you at least that scene.
That sounds like a pretty banging scene.
Oh, it's great.
And
That's
it's
a
the only
great show.
Christmas song where it has Spanish
Hey, I
words
wonder
in
if
it.
I wonder if El Camino Christmas would do something like that. Oh wait, no, they didn't.
No, because there's no action in that movie.
Yeah.
It's a boring piece of shit. I should have brought up Happy in that, because that whole first season is a Christmas episode in and of itself. Oh well. Just watch Happy. It's a fun show, especially if you love Crank.
And Michael Bublé does his Christmas album is like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I must have heard some tracks, yeah.
Oh,
I
you
do,
must
yeah,
have,
yeah,
especially if you live here.
How many Christmas albums did he come
He's
out
only
with?
done one.
Oh, one?
But
Oh.
and it's this
He's
year
a
it
real
marks
Frank
his 10 year.
Sinatra.
Yeah, this
or an
year-
Elvis.
Or Seth MacFarlane.
This year
Oh.
marks his 10th year anniversary with that album, and he does a beautiful rendition of Feliz Navidad, and he
Oh,
mixes
nice.
it with another song.
Oh, cool.
It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
He slows it down a little, but it's still pretty.
It's got some swing, got some jazz.
I have a true story to tell about Michael Bublé. So I was at a conference in December in New York City, and
Yeah.
I am not kidding. They play it when there was like downtime with like mingling, and there was like a DJ playing like music. The DJ, who I am going to assume was American, he said, "Hey, we've got some Michael Bublé playing," and every Canadian in the room screamed, "It's Bublé!"
Do you not drink the carbonated drink?
Bublé?
Michael Bublé, it's Bublé!
All right, Cody, let's end this. What's your favorite and least favorite Christmas song?
Okay, Evan, you kind of took mine. It was Jingle Bell Rock, but it was tied between two, actually. So it was Jingle Bell Rock. Yeah, same reasons as you. It's a fun classic song.
Yeah.
We'd be crazy if we don't at least mention the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Oh God!
Yeah.
You know what? I have heard the soundtrack. I've heard the musical composition and the soundtrack for the Charlie Brown Christmas special more than I've seen the actual special.
It was a runner-up for my TV special, because not only is it excellent, but the best part of that special, aside from the epic Linus speech about what Christmas was about, it is the music. I love the track Christmas Time Is Here.
My sister has been playing that on repeat on the piano for weeks now. I'm sick of the fucking song.
Just the piano, the instrumental, I love it. It gets me into a nice, warm Christmas vibe. I wouldn't say it's melancholy.
It's a little melancholy.
I wouldn't say it's melancholy.
It's kind of melancholy.
It's very just like... I
want to take it. I want to.
I think that's why there's a lot of mixed emotions around the holidays. But
Cody,
it's also a very warm.
It makes
it's a nice fireplace.
It makes
song.
you want to settle. It makes you want to settle down for a long winter's nap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I snuggle up while there's a blizzard outside with like a fireplace, dim lights, a Christmas tree next to me with some cocoa and my Snuggie.
My Snuggie.
I just love listening to it. It's nice. I like it.
Now, what's your least favorite song?
I don't have a least favorite song, but I fucking hate the idea that Christmas music plays November 1st.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm so fucking tired of this. I have an interest. I don't have like I hate that song. I hate the idea that we have to hear it like instantly.
So you're kind of similar to what I said.
I'm a very begrudgingly like cynic, going like trying to push off hearing like at least one song throughout November. Please get me to December, and then whenever I'm in the mood. Okay, it's on.
I have a friend.
There's a lot of hype with Christmas that gets ruined, and it begins with music, and I hate that aspect
Cody,
of it.
I have a friend who loves Christmas so much that she'll start listening to Christmas music as early as the end of October.
First, you listen to the Monster Mash. Next day later, all I want for Christmas is you. Fuck, what the fuck?
Hey, look, that's why you watch The Nightmare Before Christmas to, get you through
my god.
the transition.
No, I hate the idea of early Christmas music.
Well,
I fucking hate it.
On the contrary, I don't know if we mentioned this in our Halloween episode, but how do you feel about, like, Halloween-themed songs playing October 1st? Because that's another holiday.
That makes sense.
That actually
makes sense the month.
Yeah, it makes a little bit more sense because the month of October is.
But what he's saying is that right after Halloween, that's when the Christmas music comes in.
You should have a break
for 2 full months.
Yeah.
I mean,
Evan
must know because he worked in retail too. But at least in my place, like
you have to stock up.
We're getting Christmas stuff in August.
You have to.
We get them in August, and it's nuts.
But the music you can go without.
But the music starts. It starts. Yeah, it's been starting sooner and sooner. When I first started, it was like mid-November, and now it's literally the day after.
You know what we need? We need more Thanksgiving songs. Yeah. That's what we need.
And
in November for the U.S.
No, in Canada it would be October.
Yeah, exactly, but like for the United States,
that's why I'm like, what?
The
are you
Thanksgiving
talking about?
is there on November.
Well, good for them.
Turkey. I just took I just took John Candy's Poca Poca.
That should be the Thanksgiving
turkey.
Gravy.
Oh, gravy.
Oh, baby, the gravy.
List, Christmas treats.
Yeah, so your favorite thing to snack on, your favorite thing to drink, that sort of thing.
What's your favorite Christmas treat, Evan?
It was chocolate bark that my mom used to make.
Oh, nice.
Not only would she would make a long time ago when my brother and I were kids, she would make chocolate bark for every Christmas party she would go to. She would make it for our family Christmas dinner. She would make it for my brothers and mine teachers. And every year, like, we would come back from Christmas break, and our teachers would always come up to my brother and I'd say, "Your mom made the best chocolate bark ever." And
wow, nice.
I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but for a couple of years, my mom actually worked for a catering company that specialized in selling German chocolate to restaurants.
Oh, cool.
And she got to take a product home for the holidays. Now, that was how I was introduced to white chocolate, and the chocolate bark she made, she mixed the milk dark
milk chocolate
with white chocolate. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah.
And occasionally she would sprinkle candy cane.
They call that marble.
Chocolate marble. Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
But it's either called chocolate bark or chocolate marble. But yes.
Yeah.
She
That's a hot
good.
take.
Yeah.
What about you, Lyle?
I want to try some of this. But,
Well, I'm enjoying.
Mom, if you're listening, you gotta get back in business. You gotta start cooking again.
Okay. Well, my treat, I'm actually enjoying it right now. I'm not much into like candy canes and shit. To be honest, I don't like them very much.
You bought a 20-pack of candy
I thought you would have some. I can't eat all that by myself.
Mint.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
I guess we know what's not going to be on the list for this segment, but anyways, I am enjoying a nice tall glass. Well, not so tall anymore because I've been sipping away at it this episode. But I love me some eggnog and Baileys. I drink that on a pretty regular
That's such
basis.
a mom drink.
What do you mean a mom drink?
I don't know. Every time I see a mom drinking at Christmas, it's always eggnog and Baileys.
I think anyone can enjoy it as long as of legal age, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, it's just so smooth.
No.
You put some you put a candy cane in it. You can put like cinnamon on it, whipped cream, whole 9 yards. Actually, this eggnog I'm using right now, it's like a chocolate mixture eggnog, which I've never tried before. And I also saw some like candy cane mixture too.
I thought you were drinking chocolate milk.
I've tried
It
I've tried eggnog over the past couple of years. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
I'm developing quite a taste for it. It's quite enjoyable. It's very smooth, and I love. I don't know. It's not Christmas unless I have like eggnog and Baileys, or Kahlua, or like what's another brand? Just like any Irish cream drink is always good. Yeah, that's I'd highly recommend that. I know you tried some just now and you didn't really care for it.
No, I think it was the Baileys that just kind of like
maybe
threw me off.
Maybe I put a little too much Baileys.
Some eggnog in the grocery stores do have a little spike of rum in it, actually.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Now,
sometimes.
Speaking of eggnog at the grocery stores, we actually had a friend. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I don't know if that's how embarrassing this is, but he didn't know that eggnog was something you could just buy at the grocery store. He thought you could only go to because
The LCBO.
no, for those of you for those of you around the world, in Ontario, you cannot always get alcohol at the grocery store. You can buy some wine at the grocery store, and some grocery stores have beer, but mostly in Ontario, if you want beer, you have to go to one of two places.
Or the beer store.
The LCBO or the beer store. Yeah. And this friend of ours, honest to God, thought eggnog was alcoholic and you could only get it at the LCBO. Like, no, it's not.
No, you can have it without alcohol. It's
We
fine.
just drink it with alcohol.
It's better, to be honest. I think the reason, Veronica, I think I know the reason why you didn't really care for this. The Baileys I have, it's this new special recipe they have. It's caramel flavored.
I like caramel.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the chocolate and the caramel. Actually, that doesn't make sense. You like caramel too. Maybe there's just, I don't know, what's up with you?
I don't know, I'm weird.
Yeah, well, that's why we're dating, right?
Okay.
Very nice.
What are yours?
What's your favorite treat, Veronica?
It's one that I haven't had for years. It's the Pillsbury cookies. Like the Pillsbury
the Christmas trees?
Christmas special cookies they only take out on Christmas. You know, the white, and they normally have like a little Santa or something on
I remember
it.
those. Yeah.
Those are
Yeah. They also have Halloween ones.
Yeah,
I remember the Halloween ones.
Yeah, the pumpkin ones. Yeah.
And you bet your ass I'm there every time looking for those cookies in every no
They
frills.
discontinued?
I don't know where they are.
Oh, I mean, you could probably buy it online somewhere.
I don't know. But every time I see somebody who had them, I'd ask them, where do you get them? And they're like, oh yeah, no frills. The one near our house? Yeah. I go, they're fucking liars. Okay? Or they bought out the entire store. I have no idea, but I haven't had it for years.
Oh.
You should hit up all chains. One of them has to have it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that desperate
Maybe you have to
looking for cookies.
Maybe you have to cross the border and find them there.
Oh god, that's like me with Cocoa Pebbles and Cocoa.
Yo, that's me with Eggo strawberry waffles.
Cocoa Pebbles and Chocolate Pebbles. I want them.
Sierra Mist. Tastes basically the same as Sprite, but it's nicer.
Yeah, that's my favorite one because like all the other treats we have at Christmas we can have year round basically. At least in my house.
That's fair.
Except for, we do have like a traditional dish that we only have at Christmas, at least in Venezuela. It's called hallacas. Lyle has had it before. And it's kind of like, you know how down in Louisiana they have like gumbo, or right? It's a similar concept where you mix like a bunch of stuff together to form like this, I don't know, what is it, a patty, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar.
Yeah, and most people who aren't from Venezuela wouldn't know. It has, like, you can put egg, ham, peppers, and stuff, and it's made with, I think, corn flour, and then you wrap it with a banana leaf.
Oh, yeah,
boil it.
those,
Yeah, and it takes so much work. It's like, and it's always like one family who does it out of the group of friends. Sometimes it switches throughout the year. Like, my family has done it, and it took us 2 days.
Damn.
2 days of preparation and an assembly line to make, like, I don't know, 80 of them.
Oh my god.
Because you have to make a ton. If you're going to make it, you don't make 2. You make, like, a lot. And then people buy from you. Like, your friends and stuff, they buy from you.
Wow.
But it's so much work that we stopped doing it and we started buying from other people. I don't like it. Because it's just
an acquired taste.
It's just a mix of random stuff, because I think that was the tradition. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dad. I'm sorry. But it was like, I think the poor people in Venezuela who would mix a bunch of stuff together to make this Christmas thing, and it was like their thing, you know. And
then nice.
It just went down through traditions and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, so what's yours, Cody?
Yeah, what's yours, Cody?
I forget. What was it? Oh, right, sorry. I'm kind of just a simple man, and I just like those, like, store-bought platters of cookies and brownies that you can get in, like, the pastry section at the grocery store.
At least yours is easy to get.
I mean, I like those sugar cookies, those brownies with, like, the frosting on it. I mean, I have to kind of obviously take it easy on them, because, like, I'm a diabetic. I don't want to spike too high. But it's the Christmas time. We all eat a little bit more than usual. So, I mean, we're just human, you know? Give us a break, yeah. But it's funny. I actually share the same testaments with all three of you, actually. I love eggnog. I love eating... what was your choice again? Sorry, Evan? What was it?
Chocolate marble or chocolate bar.
Yeah, like there's something that my mom makes that... I forget... Oh, no, my dad makes that... It's like a combination of eggnog mixed with, like, rum, and there's something else that he puts it in that waters it down that makes it taste so good. Oh, just chocolate milk. Yeah, chocolate milk, actually.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great combination, actually. I just forget the name that he coined. I'll get back to you on that one. But yeah, the Hershey's Kisses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always a bowl of those in everybody's house during this time.
Yes.
I have a question for all of you. Do you guys ever build, like, a gingerbread house?
I like building it. I don't like eating it because there's just too much of that fake sugar.
Yeah, I did it once as a kid, and then the sugar just hardens. That it's like, why would I want to eat this?
Believe it or not,
and you know what
the sugar is very chalky. But when I was a kid, gingerbread houses were the bomb.
Well, they're fun. They're fun to make.
I like gingerbread on its own.
Making it, but then eating it.
But you know what? It's because no one ever wants to take the dive and just break the fucking thing. Because it looks too ornate. It's too beautiful. I remember you had a gingerbread house. Nobody was eating it until I just took a crack at the roof, ripped it up, and then everyone started eating it.
The monster that he is. Oh,
Now, before,
you ain't pretty no more.
Now, I asked this in the chat. I don't know if it's a quick thing, but like before we get to our very last little sentimental subject of the
before
format,
we wrap up,
I want to know all of your stories and when you found out that Santa isn't real.
Santa's not real?
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Bitch, say what?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, everything that we watched as a kid. Oh no!
Somebody's on the roof?
Oh no!
I'm calling the cops.
Jack Skellington?
The Wet Bandits?
The Wet Bandits.
Merry Christmas,
motherfuckers!
Host of Soda Speak. Hello, Veronica.
Hello.
I'm here to tell you
Feel
that I am as real as the dick on your groin. You believe in me.
Veronica, you have a dick on your groin?
I didn't know!
Oh
my god!
As
It's a Christmas miracle!
I want to go
Oh,
first.
yeah.
I want to go first. I want to go first with my story. Is that okay?
Okay, let's all tell this asshole why we don't believe in him anymore.
I'm
Yeah.
literally here. I came from the North Pole.
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
While I am
Yeah,
on the
okay.
Christmas schedule to tell you that I am real.
I looked
So,
on the. I just
keep
looked on the
bel-
Santa tracker. You should be in fucking Idaho right now.
Yeah, well, I had to take a detour to come shut your fugly
No,
ass
you just
up.
had to use our bathroom. That's what you wanted. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Drinking too much milk.
Okay,
Eating too
Fat
many cookies.
fuck.
I want to hear Cody's story.
Cody, what's your story?
you guys are assholes.
Get out of here, you fat
Okay.
fuck!
You're all getting coal. Up yours.
Yeah.
Go back to your ho ho ho's.
Hey, at least I'm like Tiger Woods.
Okay, Evan.
Tiger Woods, I only stop at 3 of them. Tiger Woods is too many of them.
Okay, so I started to notice signs of just like the stuff that we watched as a kid. There was always something that alluded that Santa's not real, but they always toyed around it, you know?
Like in the Santa Claus
Santa
and
Claus,
stuff?
Charlie, there's no... What, Dad? There's no what? There's no reason why we shouldn't tell anybody about the North Pole. You know, like, they've always, like, teased around that. Like, the Recess Christmas one, like, they're like, oh, we don't believe in Santa, Mikey. Why do you... Like, everything's always just alluded. Like, why wouldn't anyone not want to believe in Santa, right?
Yeah.
And that logic, like, wait a minute. How does he... We don't have a fireplace. What? And how does he...
The fireplace just appears. When Santa comes down the
Yeah.
chimney of the android's dungeon, the TV will turn to a fireplace.
I believe I was around 9 years old where I just got to that point. It was just this building up where it's like no one told me. I just literally went up to my mom and she'll never forget this story. I'm just like, Mom, you can tell me the truth. I sat her down. I think actually we're on our way.
You sat your mom down.
Oh,
No,
listen,
no.
Mom, we gotta have a talk.
I think it was kind of like that, but I think we were on our way out the door. She had to drop me off at school or something. I remember where it was. It was in the hallway or something like that. I was like, Mom, just tell me. I'm not going to be mad. Is there a Santa? She said, no, there isn't. I'm like, why you lied to me?
You were not ready.
And she went to work that day. Just going like, apparently she says like, oh God, I got to that point. Like that day came, and then, but you know what's so nice? The Christmas spirit is still alive the next year later.
But you know what?
You know, like even Santa or not, you're just like, oh, well that did kind of sting a bit,
No.
but like the Christmas spirit is still alive. Nothing's changed.
Do you remember?
There was this
Do
realization.
you remember the? I know you guys are iffy on this movie, but do you remember the theme of the Polar Express? Like, it's about believing. It's not about
Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
So the
funny,
Santa,
Oh my
the Santa
god.
Funny,
Claus.
because I hate watching that movie
The
because I think it's
message of
ugly.
the Santa Claus contradicts the message of the Polar Express.
I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
either of those movies. So
well,
carrying on.
who's up for this? Who's up? Who's up?
I'll go last. You
Okay,
go.
okay, I'll go next.
Wait,
I suppose.
are we doing the Christmas memories?
Oh, we will.
we will,
This is a bonus. This is a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I figured out Santa wasn't real is that I don't know. I think it's because I found my present stash once in my parents' closet.
You snoop.
Yeah.
You ruined Christmas.
And then you put two and two together when it said from Santa.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's kind of clear that it's like, yeah, that's where it is. But I didn't mind.
It's kind of apparent.
How old were you though?
I was 9. You
You were
were.
9?
Had to have been like 10, 11-ish.
Oh.
Dang, you were a
Well,
little
okay.
later. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm naive, so there's that.
The other thing, it's not that I want to spoil it. The thing that kind of makes me kind of question the belief in Santa is this: the fact that the rich kids come back to school from Christmas break saying, "Oh, Santa gave me an iPad," and then the kids who don't come from wealthy families, they get socks and underwear for Christmas or a sweater for Christmas. They're gonna think, "Did Santa not give me an Xbox or an iPad because I wasn't good?" Like, teachers are actually telling their parents, like, be more careful with how you talk to your kids about Santa, because don't say Santa gives you like this high tech shit like a new computer or a new video
No,
game.
it's actually suggested. Well, at least it was in my school that when we're talking about like Santa and stuff to kids, and to parents and stuff, that we suggest to the parents for them to give the better presents, like.
Oh yeah.
They
like
would
the
give
parents
the
give them.
parents would give the iPads and stuff, and Santa gives smaller gifts. So then situations like that are less likely to happen.
Yeah, and there's even a post about it circulating on social media, and I actually really agree with it. because like it creates like a superiority complex.
It does,
amongst
yeah.
kids. And do you remember the Arthur Christmas special where DW wants that toy and
now back to Arthur.
Oh my god, I hate Arthur.
We've hit the trinity of so to speak topics.
Okay, so
When did you find out that Santa wasn't real, Evan?
I honestly think it was the same. I think it was 2001, the same year I saw Recess Christmas, Miracle on 3rd Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it just hinted at you. Then.
Well, because the fact that the kids go out of their way to like prove to Mikey that
That's what I mean. Yeah, all these things that we watched as a kid always alluded that there wasn't. We didn't want to give it away.
So
but
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But I love Recess, but goddamn, like you tore down my whole belief in Santa.
How old were you?
I would have been 9 years old at the time.
9.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Most kids apparently stop believing at younger ages than like
they do.
They stop believing it. Like some kids stop believing it age 7, unless you're Judge Reinhold. I was 3. It was an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle. Christmas came, no weenie whistle. That's when I stopped believing.
Yeah, I'm surprised with hearing the ages that you guys all were when you found out. I was 10 when I found out.
Yeah.
And like most people were way younger than me when they found out that like 2nd grade and stuff, and I'm like, that's a little young.
Yeah, my Veronica was a little bit older when actually the whole deal, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, like she was a little bit older.
I was hit with all of it at once, and
actually,
it was.
I stopped believing in the Easter Bunny when I saw Mallrats.
I don't know that.
Anyways, carry on.
Sorry,
I don't remember that reference. I thought you were gonna check.
Carry on, Veronica. God damn it.
Sorry.
Can we move on, please?
Where was
You were talking about how you figured out Santa wasn't real.
Oh yeah, it was like the last Easter that I would have with the Easter Bunny. So I was like 10. My parents wanted just the last one to happen because it was so close, and I was getting made fun of at school because I still like Santa. I think I was the only one.
The worst. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I was a strong believer, and they would tell me all the time, like, no, it's your parents and stuff, and I'm like, fuck you. I didn't say it like that, but...
They're the one biting the cookies. And
and I'm like,
the
Santa
milk.
gave me this letter!
Yeah.
He signed it! And my imagination was really wild. Like, I sincerely thought I saw him many times. It was crazy. But I was playing with, like, my Tamagotchi, because that was a thing back in the day, if y'all remember
my
that.
Veronica had one too, yeah.
And I don't know, and my Tamagotchi turned into Santa Claus or something like that, and I'm like, look guys, it turned into Santa. And then they decided in that moment, they're like, we need to talk.
Oh, okay.
And they sat me down at the kitchen table, and they're like, and listen, Santa isn't real. And I'm like,
it was like a breaking point to them. They just the older you got, they just didn't want you to embarrass yourself or
exactly. And I just silent tears down my face. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, what about the Easter Bunny? It's like, no, Veronica, the Tooth Fairy? No, you lied to me. I was so sad. I cried for a long time.
1-2 punch. Wow.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
KO.
The whole gang is not real.
I was so upset. But I got over it after a day. Okay. And then I'm like, well, but I'll still get presents, right?
That's a cute thing to say.
Because my sister was like 3 at the time because I was 10. And I'm like, I'm still getting presents at Christmas right from Santa. And they're like, yeah. Until she's older, which is funny because she lied about knowing about Santa for years.
You always do that with an older and younger sibling.
Like I never told her that Santa wasn't real. She figured it out like super young, like maybe 2nd grade or something like that.
Wow,
and she just kept going with it.
Jeez.
Oh. Can you imagine like you're a kid and your dad's like, oh, what kind of cookies are you going to leave for Santa? I'm like, these peanut butter cookies. Oh, maybe you should give him something else. I think he has an allergy. His dad has a peanut allergy. And that's how they figure out
that's like my dad. My dad has a peanut allergy. I didn't even...
Oh, what if he's like, oh, I know I'm going to get Santa. Maybe he's allergic to peanuts, so I'm going to put peanuts in. And your dad's on the floor.
He has to, like, make a fake bite out of it. Like, just, like, take a toothpick.
Anything for my son.
And remember, soy milk because, hey, I am lactose intolerant. And
And we're back to the Santa Claus
Oh
with
my
an E.
I feel like I started a whirlpool when I did that last straw.
Because Santa is watching his saturated fats.
Okay, so let's get to the final topic here.
I'm gonna wake up and get a CAT scan. Okay, that's the end. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
I love that line.
That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
So, guys, what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
The presents. No, I'm joking.
I want to go.
Bye.
I want to go.
Getting free shit.
No.
I want to go last.
I love. Growing up, we always had Christmas Eve at my Nan and Papa's. Like we all just hung out. We either opened a half gifts Christmas Eve and then the rest of the half Christmas Day. We always had just like this nice tradition on Eve to kind of get together at their place. In their basement, it's just half like their living room, like not I guess their living room because upstairs is more of their kind of den area. But they also have like an attached bar over to the side. Like they had a full on bar, all the liquor you can see, like and you can hang out there. It does look like a full on bar, and occasionally family members and family friends will pop in that night just for like a quick visit. It kind of becomes a bit like a party-ish, but it narrows down as the night goes on. But even throughout time, it always has been narrowing down because they're getting a little bit older and they can't really have a lot of people come over. So it really has just been like the immediate family and I hanging out. Like my mom, my parents, my sisters will try to pop in, but they have like other family members that they have to like kind of like hit. You know, they had to hit all their families.
Yeah.
It's busy times. But it's always Eve at my Nan and Papa's that is always like the more like sentimental time. Because it doesn't matter. I don't care if we open up all the gifts Christmas Eve, which has happened before. If one of my folks is working on Christmas Day and we don't have time to do it. That's happened before. Yeah, it's happened before. We were able to work around it. It's always Eve. I like Eve more than Day.
You know,
because Day, once we open
you.
up the gifts, we just fucking watch, I don't know, Home Alone 2 on cable, whatever. We just like sit around and we don't do nothing. We just have leftovers.
Yeah.
It's very more I don't want to say uneventful, but it's way more lounged out than it is with like actually like celebrating. We're all together as a family on Eve, and it's now leading into midnight, which is technically Christmas now. So it's, I don't know.
Exactly.
Because once the anticipation is spent, there's not really much else to Christmas.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree too.
I like Eve. I like the hype of Eve.
I have to say, I mean, we celebrate very similar.
You do a really good job celebrating
Christmas
Eve.
yeah. It's my favorite part, I would say, because like it's hard to pinpoint one favorite thing about Christmas, but I think for me it's probably the party that we have because we, back home in Venezuela, we celebrate on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is basically Christmas because Christmas Day you're like trying to get over your hangover from the night before. But yeah, you spend all day getting ready, and normally we're the ones who throw the party, and we get everybody from the family close and family friends too, so we have a ton of people in our house.
Yeah.
And just the feeling of having everybody you love really close. We sing songs all night because of course my dad's a musician.
Oh yes.
And my sister plays piano too, so we sing all the carols. We
that's
sing
great.
Hispanic songs. It's like a party pumping all night. We're drinking, have this amazing feast. And
Hotel California rendition.
And we at the end of the night is
the Jesus.
And at the end of the night is probably kind of my favorite part is when we do the gift exchange. The gift exchange is normally always done at midnight because midnight was when Jesus is born, and so you put Jesus in the little nativity, right?
Yep.
And it's like, oh, Jesus is born, time to give the gifts, and we give them one by one, and we purposely do it one by one so we can all watch you do your reaction to the gift, and you always give a kiss to the person who gave you the gift, and it's like, I always love giving gifts. That's one of my favorite parts because I don't know, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It is really like the giving
sure.
season. I prefer giving than receiving, honestly.
Me
Because when
too.
I receive,
I
I'm
like
like,
your
oh, thank
reactions.
you. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
I liked both of your reactions when I gave you the pint glasses recently.
Yeah, that was great.
You were
it's the
both
best part.
generally surprised and knew that I knew like hit.
I feel like the older you get, the more you appreciate the giving rather than the receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honest to God, like when I was a kid, I used to ask for a lot, but nowadays, like I don't really need anything. all that much. I don't really know what to ask for or what
I get that problem too.
Yeah,
'Cause
what do you want for Christmas?
I don't want to
know.
Gift cards.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
Money?
Yeah,
I don't
gift
want to
cards.
be too demanding, or I don't want to ask for things that are too expensive.
Oh,
'Cause
man,
I don't like
boat.
to overreach.
Oh, but I
My
love
parents will
spending
ask,
money
"What do you
on
want?"
other
And I'll be like,
people.
"I don't
And I know I can pinpoint the moment.
What I really want is very expensive.
I can pinpoint the exact moment where I stopped asking so much for Christmas. It's when the Spider-Man 3 action playset of the construction site. I really wanted that, but my parents were like, "Lyle, I'm sorry, we can't get that for you this year."
Yeah, that was expensive.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh," and that's when I started being more conscientious about how much things cost and how much to ask for and how much to like. I dialed back a lot after that. And nowadays, I don't really.
You would have
ask
been
for
like
anything.
12 at the time, right?
Around that time, yeah.
Mm.
What's your favorite thing about
My favorite
Christmas?
thing, I really love decorating trees.
Oh, yeah?
I really love that shit. I think it's fun. I think it's seeing the payoff to it all. That's a really nice tree with all the trimmings and all the memorabilia that we've stored up over the years for all these decorations. It's lovely. It's one of my favorite things, especially like when the week following Christmas. Actually, my dad has this horrible habit of never doing the tree until like Christmas Eve or the day before. He's never on time with that.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I really hate decorating the outside of the house.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
especially if you,
You have
do
to
roof
do it
stuff.
early because otherwise the snow will hit and then it's really worse.
No, yeah.
You might as well just do it early, just so you don't have to feel like you just put them up and now I have to put them down.
Do you guys
Mhm.
think it's trashy when people just leave their Christmas lights all year round?
Of course.
Of course it is.
You know, in some countries, it's illegal to leave it after a certain time, like after like January.
Illegal?
Yeah,
Why?
You get a fine.
Fire reasons probably.
you get a
'cause-
fine.
Yeah.
I forget which country it is. I wish I remember. But you get a
They're
fine.
they're
And
fucking
when people
smart.
go all out, I go tacky. Like
No,
yeah.
that's gonna be me, Cody.
They go all out. I know houses back
You're
in
gonna
Windsor.
be able to see my house from space.
There
okay?
there are houses back in Windsor that are like
Gus Griswold. Clark Griswold.
Clark Griswold like times 10.
Well, like,
God, I
do you remember
love it.
in Jim Carrey's Grinch, like, Martha Mayhew, where she has, like, the best...
One-upping the neighbor. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Some people are really competitive with that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the competitions are intense.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want a pretty,
Decorating.
really lit up house.
Decorating.
Okay,
that's a good
Veronica,
choice.
you will go ham on Christmas, and I will go ham on Halloween.
I've
Oh,
always,
yeah, I'm
I've always,
terrified of
I've
that.
always grown up with
Hey.
I've always grown up with a fake tree because my mom's allergic to real.
Those are kind of
pines.
smart though, because you can just reuse them year after year.
But last year was the first Christmas because of the pandemic that I didn't get to spend time with family. It was just Veronica and I, and we went all out with our apartment.
Nice.
We
nice.
got a giant real tree. And later on, I'm in the middle of July vacuuming, and I'm like, oh, pines, nice. I'm still finding pines like 6 months later.
I've never.
I'm
had
like,
a
I've
fake
never
tree.
noticed this thing sheds like a fucking dog. I didn't notice.
No, I never had a fake tree in my house. It's always real trees.
Just because of allergies, there's family members
that's
that are
why.
allergic to real pines, but
But like my parents, like in Venezuela, having a Christmas tree was like a status symbol. It's for
okay.
because
Yeah.
of course they have to import pine trees
yeah,
Right.
into this tropical place.
true.
And so they cost a lot of money, and so the rich people, oh yes, we have a Christmas tree. Look at our tree, and
Why
you're
don't
over
you-
here with like the palm tree. Okay,
I
I'm
would
trying
just,
to
if I were,
decorate
I'd
it.
rather have
if
a
I were
palm
down there,
tree,
I'd just-
honestly.
If I were
Where are
down
you
there,
gonna hang your shit?
I will climb to the top, and I will feel victorious when I decorate my palm tree.
But when my parents
put a
came
star
here
on it.
and immigrated here, and they're like, "Oh, we can finally get a Christmas tree and stuff," and it was
Aw.
like $12, and they're like, "Holy shit, can we bring this back home and just sell it?"
Do you put a star or an angel?
Star, no angels.
Mm.
You're
I-
right.
They just always put angels, but I put a star now. But
I like
Yeah, I
stars
guess,
more.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, Evan, what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
Well, to give you perspective, I come from a divorced family. My parents split when I was 5.
Mm.
So, but we never like lost the family spirit because my parents, ever so caring and ever so wanting us,
Considerate, yeah.
ever so considerate, they made sure that my brother and I had Christmas with either of them. So like 1 year, like I think the first year of the divorce, I spent Christmas Eve with my dad and then Christmas Day with my mom. And then the next year, I spent Christmas Eve with my mom and Christmas Day with my dad.
Oh,
and,
it
then,
always
back and
Okay,
forth.
that's a nice
and then we
split.
alternated year after year until
That's a
my
great way to
brother and
handle
I grew up and the tradition just kind of faded away. Nowadays,
You kind of choose depending on if you're in the area.
Well, because right now my dad lives with his partner, and the last couple of years that I've lived in Toronto, this will be my third time going home for Christmas. And what I typically do is I go and I spend the week between Christmas and New Year's just chilling at my mom's, just relaxing. But my mom and dad growing up, they both made it work to get my brother and I presents. But I think I stopped caring about the presents at some point when I was like, I think about 17 or 18. I stopped caring about the presents. I didn't need presents. I was just happy that family would come over. Like, I get to see people that I don't see very often. And then in terms of like making friends, when I was a teenager, I would see the kids who had their own circles of friends like get together, and they would post all their photos on Facebook about how they would like have secret Santas. And throughout all of high school, I wasn't invited to any of that, and so there was always that factor of getting feeling left out. And to be honest, like even for many years after high school, I was just glad to be with my family. I didn't really like have a circle of friends to celebrate with. It wasn't until about 5 or 6 years ago that I found some friends that I could actually who actually wanted to spend time with me throughout the holidays. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this is a curse, but typically throughout most of my 20s, December is like a rough, can be not always, but is typically a rough emotional month for me. And this year happens to be one of them, because I'm actually recently going through a breakup, and it was not the particularly easy breakup. I mean, some breakups are easier than others, but this one was really rough. So
I'm sorry about that.
At this point in my life, the one thing that I am always grateful for, and have been grateful for especially the past few years, is having the company of friends whom I love, and I love seeing every day throughout the year. And just a reminder that the friendship is still strong. We're all here, we're all doing as we do, but we're talking about the holidays, and it's a kind reminder that friends will always be there, and that's what Christmas means to me. Doesn't matter, presents stopped being relevant a long time ago. It's all about the people now.
That's excellent, man.
It's a good note
Yeah,
to end on.
that's an excellent thing to say. And I appreciate the company as well. Even just the potluck we all had recently.
That was fun.
It was excellent. Yeah, we all just like got really big and bloated by the end of the night. From the amount of food that we had.
Yeah. Lyle and Cody smelled.
Oh yeah. We were all playing good Jackbox games.
That's true.
That's fun.
That's good. Yeah.
Jackbox or
Jackbox.
Sorry, Box.
Don't let Josh comment down below and tell us how wrong we are.
Oh.
No. It won't be a comment. We'll get like a producer's notes in the
Yeah. So guys, you need to check your facts.
And by the way,
about the Jacks.
Hey, let's not go too hard on Josh.
No,
So anyways,
we're not.
anyways, yeah. So I feel this was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we were a little too hard on Big Man, who took time out of his sleigh ride to come down here and give us a talking.
Wait,
to.
what's he doing with that reindeer from the distance? Oh my god!
Oh god, he's shoving it in our bathroom.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What is
he has
doing?
8 others. This is making a beeline to our bathroom.
No.
Oh god!
No, don't use the shower. Oh.
Jesus. Okay, so Santa, I'm sorry we bullied you, but it's okay, Evan. You show your friends the true meaning of Christmas. And Cody, I'm on to you for that fat boy comment, you
Oh, I called you
diabetic.
worse shit than that.
I'm on to you diabetic boy.
Oh my
Oh,
Merry Christmas!
Hey,
Lyle.
keep eating cookies, you'll wind up in my camp, bitch.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
you're on, motherfucker!
Hey, Santa, can you take a reindeer elsewhere, please?
My fucking pleasure.
Everybody, and also everybody this year, be safe with your gatherings.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah,
be
yeah.
safe with your gatherings this year.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, and we'll see y'all in 2022.
Yeah, Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, happy
I
holidays,
wanna
everyone.
wish you a Merry Christmas. I
I
wanna wish you a Merry
Christmas.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Feliz Navidad.
Yes.
Don't.
Why are we farting?
You're getting cold.
Cole Sprouse?
Ooh,
Oh,
can
yeah.
I have Cole Sprout?
Yeah, can we all have Cole Sprouse, please?
Only if I get Dylan.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
okay,
nice.
okay.